Hello, everybody, to episode 11 of the RunSohFast Podcast. I think we're 3 weeks old, or maybe a bit less than that, and we are at 11 episodes. How are you feeling, Romain? Are you recovered
Yeah,
from your Taiwan Open?
I think mostly yes, because I just met Khai yesterday for a hill session
Who's
after
Khai?
the guy in this podcast, who is my
Okay.
coach, and finally remembered to reply my text after listening to the previous episode.
Okay, you see, this podcast is shaping distance running from the ground up in Singapore. We're gonna do a weekly news flash of results. Any notable results this year, Romain? Not this year. Oh my God, this week, Romain. Do you want to shout out for distance
Well,
side?
I woke up this morning and I was greeted with news of Sean doing Sean stuff again in Europe. And this time he stepped down to the road mile with a 4 minutes 18.6 seconds result, which is a new Singapore road mile record. Yeah, I
Nice.
think the
How?
previous record was by Amir for 19. Yeah.
Yes, Amir's been on the pod twice. I think his old record was 4:19:55. So Sean got under that by almost a second. Yeah, this time I actually knew Sean was racing. Unlike the last time where I woke up and I only realized he was racing because he tagged me, or just missed the 5,000 meter record at Run So Fast by 1 second. But this time I was aware that he was running it because I was talking to him about something. I think he had a not a very good 3,000 meters. Was it last week? Something like that, where he went
Yeah.
out. Yeah, he went out the first K in 2:46, and then he had a 2:52, and then he ran 3:04 or something for the last K. Right? Basically, blew up and like died after the first K or first K and a half lah. So I think his confidence was actually quite affected after that, which I mean is quite relatable for the wider public to see that actually a lot of your champions and your so-called heroes are also very human. They also have a lot of doubts after a bad race, and I told Sean like, and I think Sean still trusts me enough with sports psychology to confide a little bit lah. So I said, "Yeah, you know what? Last year you blew up a few times before you broke the 10,000 meter record. Like it's fine, just go along with it." And like you took a big swing. Like I said, you got balls. Not everyone dares to go out in 2:46. I don't dare to go out in 2:46 for 3K. I mean, I ran a 3K myself, and I ran 8:32. I think it was on 8:32.98 on Wednesday. I went out 2:50. Second K was 2:52 thereabouts, and then I closed in a 2:49. But if I had gone on 2:46, I would have probably not had a very enjoyable end to that race as well. So Sean's 3K, I think he ran 8:41. Wasn't very good, but I said, when's your next race? The mile. I said, okay, well, let's lock in now. I want to see how you do in the mile. I think you can do it. And then one day before the race, it was quite funny. He messaged me saying, any advice for the road mile? I saw that Ethan Yen has tried 5 times to break Amir's record and come up a second or two short every single time. And then my long story short, I replied him, Ethan deserves it. He still hasn't congratulated me for breaking his road mile record.
Way to make it about you.
Exactly. So then I said, okay, well, road miles are very hard to gauge. You can't really trust your GPS. No markings on the road unless it's accurately marked out. Just go in and trust your body. Don't run other people's races and enjoy yourself. And sounds like he went in and paced himself quite nicely because he was moving up. You see the splits. He was like moving up in position and eventually got onto the podium and got 4:18.5. Initially, I didn't know because the result just said 4:19, and then I was like, is that 4:18 rounded up to 4:19? Like, but we don't know because we don't have the decimal place. But I think Sean went to speak to the race organizer and everything, and they agreed to put it in one decimal place, and that confirmed the record pretty much. So, congratulations, Sean. I think that's his
It equates to a
fourth time.
3:59 1500 meter.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
what conversion table is that?
It's the Let's Run conversion is
Oh,
about
let's run.
1.08
Would you say let's run
multiplier.
is
Yeah.
the source of all things running and all kinds of information?
Well, that was his previous coach, and he got to a
Oh,
pretty
Les Reynolds
decent
is his
place.
coach. Les Reynolds is his coach.
Yeah, he was getting his training programs, or at least getting his training concepts from the Let's Run forum. So we can ask him about that next time.
I thought he was getting his training concepts from Soreong Strava.
I guess it was a
Okay, I
mix
think
of
there are levels to
both.
the game lah. So Soreong Strava, and then upgraded to Let's Run forums, and upgraded to getting a coach.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. I'll take the L there, but I'm happy to be, I'm happy to be that place on the pecking order. Now, and then so yeah, obviously congratulations, Sean. Congratulations to Amir. I saw Amir was quite nice about congratulating Sean right away in the group. Amir obviously has been a very worthy holder of the record for the last year, and I'm sure once he's back training and competing again, he's gonna get quite close to that, if not go even faster. And I think Sean has one more race on the European tour coming up in Vienna. I think it's on Saturday.
Is it another
5,000
shot
meter.
at 5K? Oh,
Yes, 5,000 meter track. So hopefully his confidence is back up after the disappointing 3K. He's now got a mile record that should bring his confidence back up. All he has to do is go out there and execute. So all the best, Sean. And we'll all be waiting with bated breath. I think you can do it. Hopefully after that, 14:44 is just the KPT record, not the national record. Now, we're going to move on to the main section of the podcast where we introduce our very esteemed guest for the day, former national relay coach, current national sprints coach, head coach for the Oldham middle distance group and the sprints group, Coach Khairul.
Hello.
Khairul, is it Khairul
Hi.
Amri? Is that how you
Khairul.
go? Just Khairul Amri.
Yeah. Yeah.
Khairul Amri.
Yeah. A lot of people mix me up with a footballer.
Yeah,
Khairul
that's
Amri.
exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You know, when I
you
saw
know when you
when-
take Grab and stuff, then they'll ask, are you the footballer? And I'm like, no, I'm not.
But is it like Khairul Amri? I mean, like, you think that Khairul is a very common Malay name. Amri is a very common Malay name. So surely there are lots of Khairul Amris running around, right?
No, sadly, I guess
Just that
unique, I guess.
combination. No,
Yeah, combination. Yeah.
No, because
There's a lot of Khairul Amri, I know. Yeah.
Khairul
Yes, but not-
Amri, but not Khairul.
yes. Not Khairul
I
Amri.
see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we just call you Coach Khai lah, oftentimes. So
Yeah.
I think if someone were to ask me, is it Coach Khairul or Coach Khairul? I also would be like, I have to think about it and then remember that there's a Y and two L's in your name. But Khairul Amri, yeah, the footballer, like I grew up watching him like win the Tiger Cup for Singapore back in like
Yes.
2007, I think, scoring
Yeah.
against Thailand and all that kind of stuff. So when I saw your name on the start list, I was like, oh, that same as the footballer, right? That kind of name.
Footballer.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. So I'm glad you brought it up. I'm
Yeah.
the one bringing it up. That's to say, oh, Rayong's a racist. You see, all Malays all sound the same, right?
No, it's just the
So-
names are really, really similar.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, I'll make fun of Chinese names as well. I'm not racist. I make fun of everyone. Yeah. So welcome to the show, Coach Khai. We usually kick off the series, we usually kick off the episode by saying, everyone will say one dumb things that runners do. One dumb thing that runners do.
Ooh.
We'll open every episode with this. So Romain has a lot of time to think about this. Romain, we're going to open with you this week. What's one dumb thing that runners do?
Well, the most recent one would be doing a hard session on an empty stomach. I saw what happened exactly yesterday, where Coach Khai was very present for, and we both had to manage what was happening. Or rather, he was managing.
You sound like you're in fear. What happened? Did you get scolded?
I didn't get scolded,
Oh.
but I saw the result of that. So
Yeah.
if you would like to expand on that.
Very important to have breakfast in the morning before training. Yeah.
What happened here?
one-
What time was training?
The training time was 9 a.m. After warm up, everything looked okay. Then I think he just don't want to name drop anything because I think after the training he was running on empty stomach,
Yeah.
no carbs, lack
Yeah.
fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and he just came back from sickness, so I told him to go easy. So
Yeah.
but he just couldn't take it, so he was vomiting. First time vomiting apparently. He said first time vomiting.
Yeah, I mean, the body is bonking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a headache. No, that's a lack of glucose and stuff like that, you know. So
But
I say,
I would never show up for training without breakfast. Here's the thing. I mean, maybe it's just a habit that's been inculcated over the years. But if you're going to subject yourself to 2 hours of physical exercise, why would you report to training knowing that, and someone is like, even if it's easy, right? But it's still running and like lifting weights and like, doing drills and whatever for 2 hours.
anything
Why would
physical,
someone show up without breakfast or even a gel? Like, let's say you wake up late, like have a sports drink, have a gel, have a slice of bread, have a banana. I don't know.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
I mean, he's also quite new, so he's quite fresh to it. But
I see.
it's a good learning lesson. So,
Yeah.
but I always remind my athletes, if we're talking about dumb things, the two things I always say: have food, make sure you get enough sleep. Those are the two simplest things you can do. The most important thing is have sleep, have food, then it's good to go. Not enough sleep, you can train later, you can do other things later, you can take a day off, take a easy run, stuff like that.
I love that. That's a very flexible approach.
Recovery is very important.
Yeah, especially like, I think when we go online, social media, especially depending on the type of influencers and the type of fitness people you follow, a lot of people are like just like grind, like go hard every day, but that's not really how high performance and training works, lah.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes the fitness influencers do say that they grind a lot, they put in hours, then lack of sleep, 4 hours of sleep. But I guess, for us, when we're trying to do performance, we're trying to, even not performance, even daily activities, we still need the amount of rest, minimum 6 hours. If you can get the 8 hours, that's good. But breakfast is very, very important.
Yeah. So everyone who's listening, I actually I'm glad you brought this up because this wouldn't have crossed my mind I think it's too basic to even bring up on the podcast. But you need to eat and drink something before you go report for training because if you're sleeping, you're by default not consuming anything of note for the amount of time you're sleeping, which is hopefully 8 hours, and then it's not like you stop eating and you fall asleep the next minute. So you probably stop eating 2 hours before that. So you're not eaten or drunk anything properly for 10 hours. And then you're getting up. It's not like you start training right away. You still travel to training. So there's another hour or two. So if you think it's a good idea to not consume anything for 12 hours before training, then training is obviously going to be very hard, lah. Now, obviously, but here's the thing. We will ask you about this later because you have trained on a fasted state before because of Ramadan. So I think that's a whole different story altogether. But if you can control it, you shouldn't be fasting and then trying to train hard on it. It's not going to work out well. Now, on the topic of that, I know this is dumb things runners do. Can I say one dumb thing that a coach did? So there's this coach that I do not follow on social media, but this was sent to me actually. A coach posted a photo of his athlete who got a silver medal at a regional meet in Asia, and labeled it as, "Be careful of your health before future competitions and don't eat anything indiscriminately. Your performance was poor after vomiting this time. I hope you learn from this experience and try harder next time." And by the way, the athlete looks like she's a 18-year-old female athlete. So, when I saw this, I was like, this guy is off his rocker, man. Like, what kind of coach, publicly shames your junior female athlete like that? I guess it doesn't matter if it's a junior female athlete or a senior male athlete, but the fact that it's a junior female athlete, generally, people are a bit more, a bit more vulnerable, right? At least a bit more, I mean, you know how it is. If you're a female rather than a male, by default, people are going to determine that you're a more vulnerable position, and whatever you do against the lady is going to be deemed a bit more harsh. So I saw this and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, Romain shared this with me. And I was like, I wasn't really happy with that also. But this surely goes against some sort of in Singapore you get in trouble with it. Like if people report you to Coach You'll
SG.
get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a code of conduct issue going on here, like emotional abuse or public shaming or something like that. But evidently maybe this doesn't exist over there or he doesn't care lah. But I'm glad that you It sounds like you don't agree with that. It sounds like you wouldn't do that.
I don't. I definitely don't agree with that. I think one thing for me as a coach, the mental well-being is still the most important thing for an athlete, right? And you
100%.
want your athlete to be in the best shape, right? And if she goes to a competition and she knows she's gonna get in trouble and be posted on social media after a race if she does something wrong, then it's gonna be at the back of your head every time. So it's not a good thing to see, especially as a coach. The coach is supposed to empower. The coach is also supposed to criticize when she does something wrong, but not in public. Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, criticize. I know that some athletes are afraid of. Okay, I just give a very local example, and I can speak for it because I've trained under this coach for a long time. I've had a lot of success with this coach, but it's Coach Stephen Quek, right? I have been scolded by Coach Stephen Quek before. Of course, I have. Anyone who's been with him for 6 months, you're probably going to get told off for something, right? And I've been with him since 2007 until even up to 2023 SEA Games. I was still training with him. That's a period of 16 years. So you can imagine the number of times like Soryong got scolded by Coach Stephen Quek for all kinds of reasons, right? But in Coach Stephen Quek's group, like, there are all kinds of different characters, and I think everyone responds differently to getting told off. And I can tell that sometimes when a training session is not going well, some individuals, instead of trying to refocus on what they can do to get through the training session in the best possible position, like be it damage limitation, be it like adjusting the session, be it just like refocusing on your breathing and stuff that can help you productively, they're thinking, oh my god. Once they drop out, they're like, oh my god, I'm going to get scolded by Mr. Quek. That's the first thought that comes to their mind, right? And then after 5 minutes, you see them in Sanandari position getting scolded, and then like and then I think that that's the first thing they think about lah. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get scolded by Mr. Quek. Like, if I have a bad session, I first of all I refocus, I try and like fix it on the spot. I very rarely drop out from sessions and in fact I can't remember the last time I've cut the session short in years. I don't think I have. I may not have hit the target pace. I still finish it. But I've not been like blowing up to the extent that I have to cut the session short lah. But even when I don't hit a session, my first thought is not, oh shit, Mr. Quek is going to scold me. In fact, the first thought is like, well, that sucked. Let me think about how I can do better next week. If anything, I'm more pissed at my performance than whatever anyone else is going to say.
Yeah.
But that's me. And I think that people can process this kind of things differently. And Mr. Quek is like, he's just giving, like you said, it's not public, in a sense that maybe other people can see him talking to you, and like if you didn't, I mean, some people really deserve it lah, right? There's some people like, some people showed up for training late and they haven't been doing their easy runs properly, or they haven't been going to physio, and then they show up with a sore leg, or they're sick and they didn't tell him, and then they go and train, and after that. So they are scared they get scolded, so they don't tell him. But then they try and do the session. You try and do 15 times 1K when you're sick lah. You see what happens lah. And then
not the wisest lah.
Yeah, and then you Sanandari in front of him, and then you cough in front of him. You say, "You're sick, is it? You did a session while you're sick?" I mean, like, I would say the same. Yeah. I would say the same. I'll be fed up. And like, what do you mean you're hiding this from me? I mean, it's not public. Like, Mr. Quek doesn't have social media. He's a very private individual, but he's not gonna post it on social media. But your friends still see lah. So I think that there's a bit of that, maybe a bit of shame factor there. But that's all workplace scenarios and all training groups lah. But it sounds like you have a much different approach. Like, Romaine says that everyone loves you. That's what she said last week on the podcast. She says that everyone loves you.
Lover.
I cannot remember using those exact words, but okay.
They definitely don't love the workouts. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe as a person, but not the workouts. Probably not the workouts. Yeah. I think that's me as a coach, in a sense that I try to make friends with my athletes first.
Yeah.
I don't. Of course, I don't overstep my boundaries. I always try to ask. The first thing I ask when I see one athlete is, "How are you feeling today? Are you feeling okay?" Yeah. That's my basic question every time. Are you feeling good? How's your legs today? And especially later as the weeks go, like through the week, and when it reaches Friday, Saturday, as their legs started to slowly go, then I'll be like, okay, we should reduce one rep, one set, stuff like this. And I believe that when the athlete is already feeling fatigue, we should just reduce some, like a certain aspect, increase the rest, reduce the rep, reduce the set, and stuff like that.
Okay.
But,
And for a bit of background, right? Like Khai is a very young coach. Khai, you're younger than me. That's correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm born in 1991. Romin's born in 1994. Khai, you're born in 1993.
93. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I was on the money there. Because Khai and I, we used to go to competitions together. I cannot remember if we've gone to SEA Games as athletes together, because I know you went to 2019. I remember because I saw Zubin slapping the back of your head on the airplane and then posting that video on social media. But I was banned. I was banned from that SEA Games. So I even though I qualified, I was banned from going to the SEA Games by our friends at SNOC. So I didn't actually get to be teammates with you in 2019. Were you on the team in 2017?
Yes, I was. I was the
Okay, so we were
part of the
teammates
relay.
so it was 2017 at the very least. Okay, you
Yeah.
ran the relay.
Yeah, last minute swap. It was supposed to be Kelvin that run that year.
Coming Kang, yeah.
Then after that he felt his hip flexor at that time. Then last minute, last second. That was a funny story. Yeah, I got pulled in like into the team like 10 minutes before the call room. Then I was panicking. The first thing I wanted to do was text my family, oh, I'm running. That was only in my mind at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that was a funny one.
Yeah, and the relay coordinator then was one German Volker Hermann. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the legend lah. Yeah, no one has
Yeah.
forgotten him.
I was coach Hamka, and him coached me in 2017.
Okay.
2018,
Was that your
yeah.
first national team? 2017.
For SEA Games, yes.
For SEA
correct.
Games. Okay. First, so you made the SEA Games at the age of 24, 2017.
Yeah.
Quite young lah. Quite young. And you were 4x1 runner. Were you which runner?
I was the second at the time.
Second runner. Okay. And
Yeah.
back then your personal best was
10.76.
10.76. Okay. And the team back then was I remember Calvin. I remember Timothy Yap. I remember
Arif.
yourself. Arif. Yes. Okay. So
And Haris.
in that- and Haris. Yeah, I remember Haris now from Raffles as well. Okay, so 24 years old, you make a SEA Games. 26 years old, you go back to the Philippines. And your roommate for that SEA Games is Zubin Mencherji. Is that correct?
Yes, Zubin and Arif. Yeah.
Zubin,
One
three
of
to a
menace.
room.
Yeah. That was
How
a
was
treat
that
to the room.
experience?
Not funny, very funny. I still remember that year clearly. I'm not sure that I think I'm allowed to say this story, but yeah, he was going through a tough time. I was going through a tough time,
Zubin?
and Zubin was going through a tough time. Then
In
after the
terms of what?
400,
Injuries,
injuries, yes. Then
Okay.
after the 400, he finished his 400, right? And I wasn't set. I didn't run for the mixed relay. Then
Yeah.
we were just sitting inside the room, silent.
Yeah.
I bought a tub of ice cream and eating. Then he was just like lying on his bed, stoning.
Yeah.
Then it was so silent that time. So yeah, I've been in roommates with him for so long. He is. Yeah,
I mean,
nobody wants to room with him.
Can we get some information on why? I mean, I have some. I've never roomed with Zubin, but I've had
He's-
multiple. Yeah.
He's definitely not an organized person, I would say lah.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
nicest way I can put it lah. Because
I tell you who has roomed in Zubin before. Ang Chen Xiang.
oh my days.
Can you imagine Chen Xiang and Zubin in the same room?
And it will never happen again.
Ever happen?
That point never happened again. Yeah. Then I think after 2020 got swapped with after that it got swapped with Tiru. How Tiru manages him, I have no idea. So
Yeah, we're actually gonna get Zubin on the podcast lah, and then he just said he can come, but he just cannot talk about his employer. I said, who's your employer? McDonald's is it or what? I don't know. So Zubin, okay. So Zubin 400-meter runner, and you said Zubin was quiet. I rarely see Zubin quiet lah. I only see
Yeah.
him quiet for maybe 30 minutes after a bad race. Which unfortunately seems that it happened. And you mentioned that Zubin was struggling with injury. I feel like he's been struggling with injuries ever since he broke the 400-meter national record. So it's not unfamiliar story that I'm hearing here, but at least he did manage to close off his SEA Games career last year with a bronze medal in the 4x4. So that's at least a decent ending to that. Hopefully he comes
I'm
back.
actually quite happy with that actually, because
Yeah.
it was a tough time between 2018, I would say, to where he is. Especially with his Achilles tendon, it was very difficult to manage the past
see.
2 years when he had injury.
Yeah.
So of course, the injury came from when he was in university or college.
Yeah. So Zubin went to Indiana University and competed in the NCAA. I think in his second year there, that's where he ran 47.02 for 400 meters and broke the Singapore record for 400 meters.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that has also been the peak of his powers in terms of like overall 400 meter times. And like has struggled every year since lah. So why? I mean, I guess you were not coaching him until recently. You were basically his teammate, I guess, like friend. Yeah. Were you guys very close?
I was very close to him. I am still very close to him.
Yeah, but now he's coach, right?
Yeah. So I have to draw the line between the coach and a friend.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's.
Yeah. Sorry. How do you go from rooming with him and then him slapping you on the back of the head when you were bald some more, and then uploading the video, or like when you were sleeping, he flips the mattress over and gets it on camera. And
Campton was involved with that, by the way. Just saying the flipping of the bed.
Campton
Campton was enjoying. He was actually the one video filming. Yeah,
of course.
Then Zubin throwing the bed on me. Then Arif was laughing at the side, and I was taking a nap. Yeah. It was a long nap. It was a very long nap, but still a nap. Yeah, so I was like, I woke up. Why is there a bed on me?
I mean, like, I don't think anyone enjoys waking up to a mattress slamming on top of their head.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit like hazing. Maybe it's more common in the US.
Because that's how close we are at that time. Even now, when he trusted me to actually be his coach and manage his injuries. And with Zubin, in the later part of his years, I had to keep talking to him, manage certain injuries. Like some days his Achilles tendon flare up. I can't do that. We go with the elliptical, we go with cycling and stuff like that. So when he did that 153, it was actually a surprise because we had a lot of injury management and trying to load his aerobics and anaerobics at the same time. So we did a lot of 100-meter repeats. That's the only way, because you can only go in a straight line. If once on the curve he starts feeling his Achilles tendon, and instantly, definitely he can't. Long runs.
What caused this long-standing Achilles problem? Did he like rupture it in the NCAA? Was it overtraining?
No, it's definitely overtraining from college, because from what I can tell, they had bouts of races over and over. That's how the US system works. Sometimes it's a make it or break it system, right? And once you push beyond a certain point, they don't actually have a good recovery process at that point, because they were racing every 2 to 3 days. Can you imagine 2 to 3 days of repetitive? So he was doing 600s, he was doing the DMRs, all this, and after a while the body just started breaking down. And I think that breakdown, maybe what he could have done after that was strengthen his tendons and stuff. Took half a year off, and but he went into bodybuilding. So
he went to bodybuilding when he was still there.
Yeah, as in he had a tough year, so I could understand why he wanted something to distract himself. But I was happy. At least at that time I was talking to him. I said that in the end, your mental well-being is still the most important thing, right?
Yes,
I've gone through it. He has gone through it. When we're like back against the wall, and track is the only thing we keep thinking about over and over and over again. That's not good.
Did you go through that phase, Coach Khai?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. After 2019, I got really fat. Like Like the photo you're gonna put does not do that justice also.
My photo doesn't show that you're okay. First of all, I have not designed.
Fat.
I haven't designed your photo. I haven't designed the photo animation for this episode yet. That's number one. But number two, I never thought you were fat. I just thought
No.
what everyone else
Not
thought.
fat. Like,
You had a
like,
muscular
you know,
ass.
the shape. Yeah, muscular.
Yeah.
Muscular might be a bit not muscular, but yeah.
No, you got a big ass, lah.
Yeah,
There are some
big
people who
ass lah.
spend hours in the gym trying to have a big ass, right? Especially the girls. So it's not a bad thing. I never thought you were fat.
Yeah, no. As in, I didn't say you thought I was fat. I just like I got fat. Like
Okay.
definitely my butt was fatter then, but it got
Okay.
a bit smaller.
And this was
so.
like after the 2019 SEA Games?
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, I was going through some bouts of depression. I had
Oh no.
yeah, I had eczema attacks. I think that whole entire immune system just crumbled on me. Because we locked in, then I kept thinking about what I was
Because this
gonna
is during
do.
COVID lockdown.
Yes, correct.
Okay, this is during COVID lockdown, which triggered your depression. And okay, sorry, I just want to clarify the time segment there, because some people may not be aware of like where we are in the time frame. But
Yeah.
2020, COVID lockdown in Singapore was obviously very intense. Couldn't leave the house unless you're going to exercise or buy food or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay, so then you kept thinking about track. Is that it?
Yeah, because at that time I have the same problem. I have a Achilles injury problem, but it's a bone spur issue. So
I see.
I couldn't run without feeling pain. So from then it was very difficult for me. During that time, I kept trying to I'm gonna try to go run. Then it started flaring up and stuff like that. I got shoes from New Balance trying to get it, like a bit more lift and stuff, but it still didn't work out. And after a
When
while,
did
it
this
just,
happen? It's obviously not 2017 to 2019 because you were running quite well between that period. Or was it always there?
late 2019, just 2 months before SEA Games, I started feeling the Achilles tendon.
I see.
Then I was
and
like,
at that point, you just kind of press on, right? Because SEA Games is
Yeah,
coming.
Yeah, exactly. And
Okay.
it was a tough period. There at that point already, my mental state was not good already. So that's
Why
why.
so?
Because again, you revolve your life is around track, and you feel that the results that you put out matters to you a lot, because for some reason it makes you feel that that's worth it. Basically, it measures your worth, right?
I see. Okay.
And
But you had other things going on, right? You had school.
yeah,
know?
exactly. And yet I kept putting track to be there. Because that's just how I love track and field, right? I love every aspect of it.
I see. And when do you think that track and field kind of dominated your consciousness as the most important thing in life? Was it after you made the SEA Games in 2017? Was it before?
It was definitely before. It was probably in 2011, 2012 when I started
see.
getting confidence back. After bouts of injuries, hamstring injuries, then I finally found a safe place where I can get better and better. Where Coach Hamka and Coach Teng Aikin was the one coaching me from 2011 to 2019.
Okay.
They
Because you went
helped
to
me go
Temasek
through this
Poly.
problem. Yes, correct. Yeah.
I see. So Temasek Poly, that's where you met Coach Teng Naikin and Coach Hamka, and then
Yes.
so they brought you on this journey, and then you got confidence. So like I understand lah, because it treats you, when it's treating you nice, it's so addictive, right? It's like, oh wow, like by doing this sport, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I get to represent my country, I get like approval from my peers, I'm getting good results. But all it takes for all that to be jeopardized is like one tiny like spot in your Achilles starting to hurt, like
Yes,
shit,
correct.
now I can't push off as I used to.
Yeah.
Now my 10-7 is like 11 flat because I can't run on one leg. And then you're like, so that starts to affect your moral confidence, your morale and your confidence.
Yes, correct. And
I
it was
see.
it was definitely not the best situation to be in just before the SEA Games, because you're fighting for a spot on that relay team. But I also in the back of my mind I was like, if I ran, will I be at my best? Will other people be better? And at that point I already started thinking in a sense that what can I do for the team to make them run faster, right? And if I didn't run, I would be okay also, because someone faster will be running, right? Will I risk the relay just because I want to run? So
I see. So all this is playing
that's
on your
where
mind.
that's where in after a while like in 2021, 2022, I realized my mindset is more towards a coach. I want other people to do well. If it's okay if they are going through something hard, something difficult, but as long as I'm there to help them and assist them, I think that actually makes me a lot more happier.
Nice.
Than actually winning the gold itself or silver or bronze, whatever. Yeah.
So in 2020, that whole year basically went by without any competitions not very much competitions, right?
Yeah, correct.
Because
it was a very quiet year. Yeah.
Very quiet. Okay, so during that quiet year, locked up at home, not locked up lah, but like holed up at home, did you feel like you're talking a bit about depression there, so I just wanted to, not to me revisit a year that was obviously quite sucky for all of us, but I got through 2020 by playing a lot of FIFA and a lot of Dota. That's actually where I picked up FIFA Ultimate Team. Right? And actually, I don't know whether that was good or not good for my mental state, because Romaine will tell you she heard me yelling at the TV screen on more than one occasion. When you're playing FIFA, you know how it is, right? Like,
yeah.
I unfortunately picked up some football players' names because I can hear him yelling through the wall.
I do play a bit of FIFA during that time.
Yeah,
you know how Dota is also.
You remember Wissam Ben Yedder?
Oh my god, that was so long ago. Wow.
The real guy in real life has been charged for rape, so I guess not so funny in real life now, but he was a broken player in FIFA. For anyone who played FIFA 20 back in the day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's how I managed to get through a fucking boring year.
I did sink myself in gaming. I bought like weight equipments just to do strength at home.
I see.
After 2020, like late 2020, then we had a bout where you can go out, stuff like that.
Yes.
Then like I didn't want to go out. I didn't like how I looked. I looked a bit heavy.
Okay.
It's definitely different from how I looked.
Because you were sedentary, is that right? You were not working out, correct. And you were eating quite a lot. I see.
So I that's where I did some gym. I brought weights home. I bought weights for my home. Then some of the athletes like Coach Hamka's daughter Hani, Shazani and Dexter, they will come down from Tampines just to use the weight equipment in there. Then slowly I started to change my mind towards actually I like teaching and coaching. Whether I doing teaching and coaching, I wasn't sure at that time, but in 2021 where the opportunity arose to take the World Athletics Level 1, that's where I started to veer towards coaching. Yeah.
And in 2020, what were you doing for work?
2020, I wasn't working much. I was just doing some online stuff, picking up calls and stuff like that. Just online stuff to get some cash. I did some tutoring also.
Picking up calls can earn money.
Yeah, it's like those kind of call centers thing. Then
call center. Not like sex phone calls lah, right?
No. Definitely not.
I'm learning so much about you, Khai. I can't believe I haven't spoken to you about all this, especially as 2020. Actually, 2020, for a lot of people, we have all of different experiences. We should actually ask more questions about these things. Not that it's something that you would talk about at a SEA Games breakfast table.
I would say.
How was your
I think
2020?
a lot of people have inflection points at that point. Like they start changing their mindsets towards certain things. Yeah, okay. I believe 2020, 2021 was the point where some people started changing their perception of things. Like even fitness actually had a boom after that. So
yes, all these run clubs and runfluencers are the boom. After
because
that.
in 2019 you don't see it, right? It's during that COVID period when everybody started creating their own clubs.
2019 and before, running is considered not cool. People forget this.
Yeah.
Especially long distance running.
Yeah, and it's I'm not sure it's a good thing or bad thing. With the rise of AI, everybody thinks they can do. They can just Google or AI chat. Okay, what should I do today for my training? So,
I mean, I've tried it. Like, it's not very good. I've tried it just to see where AI is. AI is not there yet. That one is for sure. Just look at your Strava AI.
I have an athlete that sometimes when she's worried, right, she'll just check on ChatGPT about her results.
Are we talking about Romaine? Are we talking about Romaine here?
Maybe. There was this one time she was like going through AI, like really going through it. I was like, you went, what in the world is happening right now? So she was
Yeah.
like checking for workouts and stuff. And I was like,
I'm gonna
okay,
guess
let's
she's
just.
like around 20 years old, maybe younger than 20.
Who?
This athlete in question. I'm gonna guess lah. She's around 20 years old, maybe younger than
Oh,
20.
she's the one in the podcast.
Romaine.
Yeah,
Wait,
Roman was
no,
going.
hold on.
No, you.
Hold on. Hold on.
This AI thing, right? There was this one time. There's this one day she was like
Oh my
going
God.
through AI. Like I was like, it's okay, but let's just stick to the whole thing.
I was not challenging his workout.
No, you're not
to-
challenging. You weren't challenging. You just like you were very curious about certain things. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Then she was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
checking the speeds and stuff. So
I
it was quite
check the
it was
speeds,
quite
man.
funny day actually.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know why this made me think of the time. I'm not like that anymore, but when I was maybe 15 years old, in terms of how to run 1,005, right, I was said, okay, how do I run like a 4:15,005? Then I'll start like putting together the splits. Like, okay, do I run like 49 seconds first, 300, and then settle in, and the next 400 is at 72, and then the next 400 is at 70, and then try and close in 71 or 70 or whatever. I will do all these kind of numbers in my head. 3 weeks or 3 months even before the national schools final,
Yeah.
right? And then you try, and then maybe this does. I think 49 sounds too fast. Maybe I should start at 51, and then the second lap is 70, and then the third lap is 70, and the last lap try and close in 68. I'm not like that anymore. It's almost like I'm a completely different mind of a completely different athlete. Now I'm just like fuck, just get in shape and then go there and run, right? There's so many things you don't know how to control anyway. You can't control how the race goes out. You can't control how you're gonna feel that day. You can't control the sun. You can't control the wind. So the best possible position is like focus on the process rather than the outcome, lah. But
But
in
I
the
would
past,
say
I
it's
really-
always it depends on the athlete lah. Yeah, some athletes
yeah,
are
yeah.
generally overthinkers. I would say one of the athletes I have, Oliver.
Oliver, yes, the legend of the podcast. He's come on and like
He was the one that started bringing that. Oh, I think I can try coaching middle distance, 800 meter at one point, then 1,005. He was the first my first.
Oh,
athlete
sorry.
for that.
As in, like, Ollie is the athlete that made you believe he. Sorry, Ollie is the athlete that made you believe you could coach 800,005.
Yeah.
I
Because
see.
because from there I understood the mechanisms involved. I understood him as a person. He likes to do
Yes.
long runs. He likes that time he was going through something also, but that one I'm not gonna say lah. But I had a lot of belief in him that he had the potential to get even better and faster. So
I see.
then he is an overthinker, and I cannot change that
Oh, yeah.
that thing about him, but I can make him think about other things. Like, okay,
Okay.
let's not think about the results yet. Let's think about the process. What are you gonna do? How you are gonna feel?
Yeah.
Whether you can be very stiff on your ankles when you're running, whether you
Yeah.
can position yourself right. So all these small little things add up. And if
Yeah.
I can try to take 50% of that away, and
Yeah.
he can run a bit more smooth, a bit more confident. He actually can be a really, really good 1,005 runner. I believe so. But
Yeah.
it's a process where we're still learning. He's definitely still learning, but he's a very good athlete. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've done a fantastic job with Ollie in particular, man. Like, honestly, I thought Ollie, the first time I noticed him, he was maybe like a 51-second 400-meter runner. Like, IVP maybe top 3, maybe top 5, I don't know. And then eventually, I think the next year he won IVP at 1,005, right?
Yeah,
Like,
the
it was
next
a
2
kicker's
years.
race,
Yeah.
lah. Yeah, I thought it was
2 years. Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was funny lah because like he was like 400-meter runner going up and winning 1,005. Like that's
Yeah.
very impressive.
The change was very, very, very unique for him because he started from a 400, then go 800, then went to 1,005.
Right.
So
And-
yeah.
Why did he move up? Is it because he felt that he didn't really have a space in the 400-meter team?
This one is a very funny thing because 400. I still remember this. He got injured first 60 meters of the race for the 400. He pulled his
Which race
hamstring.
is this?
This was Interclub or maybe Club Zoom. I forgot which one.
Okay,
This
and
is
he
in
continued running.
2023. Yeah, he continued running. 2023 or 2024, I think. Then I told him take a break. Then Coach Hamka discussed with me, say, try to train him up. Then I did. I told him, since you like doing runs, why don't you just go for a run here and there? on off days, just go for a 30-40 minute run. Then we focus Monday, Thursday, Saturday on small little trainings because he's a doctor.
Yeah.
I cannot push push him really hard because he needs that recovery for
He needs to go to hospital
study,
and learn
you
how
know.
to save lives, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That's his main profession.
Yeah, and
So-
from there he slowly got the hang of it. My first goal was to try to get him to break 159. Then now that it happened within like 2 months, and he got his spacing correct. And he was a bit more gutsy. That first 2 races he was very passive. So
Yeah.
that third race, I think it was Series 1 or All Comers 1. He went for it. Then he got at 159. Then that confidence started building up. Then he got a 157.
Which year is this?
2024, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, 2024. Then late 2024, I just randomly decided him to throw in the 1005 because we've been doing a lot more longer runs and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
why not?
So
Just try.
even when he was a 400-meter guy, maybe 2 and 4, maybe, or just 4.
Just 4. Yeah, 4
Just-
and 8.
okay,
He
so-
was doing 4 and 8 in ACSI, I believe. Yeah.
I see. So even when he was a 400-meter guy, he would go out and do his own kind of runs, like when he's free. Is it? I like
I'm-
going for a 30-minute run.
During ACSI, I'm not sure. I believe he does here and there. But
And
when
he was coached by Hamka.
Coach Hamka, yes, correct.
Okay.
So his 400 was very good actually. Actually, his 100-meter was, I would say, was very good. Then after that, NS happened. And I think he lost some of the running mechanics involved.
Yeah.
Because I like to watch videos of their before and after, just to see what change happened. And certain changes like his stiffness around the hips is very mobile. He's very, very mobile. If you stand from the back, he actually rotates a lot around his hip.
I
So
see.
sometimes then I notice sometimes it's not good, especially in the 800 meter. But from there, I decided, okay, how can I get him to be comfortable with how he is? So he likes to go for runs. Then I'll add in like Tuesday and Sunday sessions, go for a run.
I see.
I always limit it, but he goes above the limit for no good reason. Okay, this is just no, coach, I feel good. You go 12k just go But Ollie, I just say 1 hour run, just go easy just an easy run because next day you have hard session.
But when he goes above, right, like how much above? Like if you say 1 hour and he goes 65, then okay, 65 minutes, then okay.
I remember this group went like I remember say 1 hour, then they went around Marina Bay, don't know where, then come back, then ended up with 75 minutes or something, 80 minutes.
I mean, that's not the end of the world, coach. No,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
1 hour to 80 minutes. That's
But
not
this
the end
was
of the
when
world,
he
lah.
was initially starting, right? So I was
okay,
like,
okay.
you don't want to suddenly increase
Yeah.
per week, the sudden increase in mileage. That's a big
Okay, I guess
one
I'm
because-
thinking from the format of someone who runs. The shortest run I do is 70 minutes, lah. But I'm thinking like. I'm sorry, I take that back. If I'm doubling, maybe the second run of the day is 30, 40 minutes. But in general, if I'm doing one run a day, is around 70 minutes. But yes, if you're building up, the difference between 60 minutes and 80 minutes is 33%. So probably don't do that. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So that's why I was very cautious because he likes to run easy
good.
runs and stuff. Yeah.
That's good.
So
I mean,
at
it'd be worse if he hates running.
2023, yeah, 2023, 2024, I was like, just go easy. Don't suddenly increase. I know he was going through something, so just because you feel good when you're doing that something, then don't try to push it even more. Then slowly I got him to believe more in his 800-meter potential. Then while training for the 1005 in 2024, late 2024, where we were trying to just let's see what we can do. And in trainings, his timings were actually, he's actually able to do sub 4 minutes, right? But again, trying to get him to believe that is a very, very difficult thing, right? Yes, the
When
coach
you
can
say
say,
he can break 4 minutes for 1005 in training, he's not literally running 4 minutes in
No,
training for
no, no.
1005, right? Like you're
When-
doing
when-
workouts that suggest
yes,
that. Okay.
correct, yes, yeah. So
Yes.
sometimes I have certain workouts like maybe I'll test their 1.2, 1002, their 800s. We do 2 800s to see whether they are able to sustain that pacing, whether they're comfortable with that pacing. So these workouts are indicators. I use it like sometimes. Yes, I plan the whole mesocycle block, but I don't sometimes stick too hard on it because on days that they can't do it, why are we trying to force them to do it, right? That training. So yeah.
Okay, so I like this approach. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate and talk about perhaps the more old school approach because I grew up obviously in a more old school approach, and if if you come in telling someone like Coach Stephen Quack or Coach, I didn't sleep properly last night. I went out with my friends yesterday. I didn't plan my time properly. Today's 15 times 1K. Maybe can we run it slower? Or can I run like 8 instead of 15? I mean, you know what kind of answer you're gonna get, lah.
Go home.
Right?
Like, go home.
Because
Yeah.
exactly, like no, you cannot train, go home, lah. Or he'll make you do it and then make. And I think to a certain extent, it's not a bad thing because when the athlete knows, like if the athlete knows that there's always room to negotiate, then it's okay, lah. I live my life. I come, then I train with whatever I have left. My coach is gonna let me do it.
That
But
is true. That is true.
But if the athlete knows that there's no room for negotiation, I need to be tip-top condition, then they tend to be more like there's good and bad. The good is that they probably tend to be more professional about their approach. They tend to be like, okay, I need to sleep properly, I need to stretch properly, I need to prepare myself mentally and physically to come here and train hard. But the downside of it is maybe they feel pressurized and they feel like and then they, instead of like being professional, they shell up, they clam up, and then they come with no confidence and then they get battered by the session and go back and then they hate running.
That's why I'm a very like in the middle. I make it a point to when they're warming up, especially when they warm up, especially when they're doing their drills. I'll look at them. I'll always remember how they move, because that's the biggest indicator whether they're moving sloppily, whether they're stiff on their ankles, whether they're moving fluidly. I will say, okay, you don't look really good today, so you'll reduce. But sometimes they give excuses because they're slightly tired, and then I'll be like, are you sure you're really tired? Are you fatigued a bit? So I'll get them to push a bit. During general phase, I'm a bit more strict because general phase is the block where you have to have this foundation, right? And sometimes they're fatigued because it's accumulation, and from there I tell them, okay, you're fatigued, just go through it. The timings can be slow, but you must finish it. And there will always be that athlete that we have 8 reps, then they do 7, then they're lying on the floor. Coach, I cannot do anymore. And I was like, Zubin. Then sometimes there's the younger athletes. Coach, I did 7 already. But are you sure when you go back home, you lie on that bed, then you think about it?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're gonna not regret it? That one more rep, that one more set, right? Then they'll be like, oh. Then they stand up and go again, right? This happened on Saturday where we were doing hills.
Motivational speech.
Yeah, because in the end, when you go back home, then you realize, I could have just pushed through it. Coach already gave me an allowance of time, right?
Yeah.
So why didn't I just go through? Then they realize it does help with their mental strength, because in competitions you can never know what will happen. You must be mentally strong. Yeah. So there's yes, I give leeways, but I also am strict in a sense that sometimes yes means yes, no means no. When you need to do certain things correctly, please do it correctly, because it's the proper way to train. Especially when it comes to sleep, I'm very particular about sleep, because sleep is king. For recovery, sleep is king. No matter what, you cannot give away this to sleep and nutrition.
There are multiple studies to prove that sleep is the most powerful legal performance enhancer in the world. Yet in many Asian countries, especially Singapore, we are very sleep deprived.
Yes.
It's the combination of the study culture, the work culture. It's become a badge of honor, right? It's like, I only slept 5 hours yesterday because I was studying. Look at me, I'm so good, right? But it's not the correct high performance culture for anything. For not just for sports, for life, for anything, right? It increases your chances of getting cancer, heart attack, blah 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 blah. But then you go through the army, it's also like that. Right? It's like,
that's true.
You go to hell week, every week, or every day only sleep 1 hour, and then you're supposed to be proud. You're supposed to be proud of it. There is long-term damage from that I think some of us never recovered from. Yeah. So I think that there's a big problem in our culture there. It's good that we advocate for that, not just on the podcast, but when you're coaching as well. So let's say we do 8 sets. Zubin is the type that will complain after 7 and try and get away with 7. Ollie maybe tries to do all 8. Maybe even Coach, I want to do 1 more, number 9.
1 more, 2 more, yeah.
Yeah, that's my assessment on their characters. Like, I'm not too wrong, right? Okay,
You're
see,
not too wrong. You're not
see,
too
I'm quite good, right?
Yeah.
What type is Romaine?
Romaine? Oh, that's a very interesting question. Because after the time spent, she's definitely someone that can discuss with me certain things like
Okay. Is she a good
training. Like
communicator?
yesterday, she's a very good communicator.
I
I
see.
believe she does listen to her body well. Like because she has work, right? And some days I say, oh, if you cannot do it today, go for a run, right? And if we try to push, and especially no offense, yeah, at that age, right? The recovery is
Yeah.
important. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
when
not
you're
often. Just
especially when you're
that
nearing
age as
40
you get
years old, when you're nearing 40 years old, you have to take care of your body, Ramin.
Yes, and especially when you're growing older, you have to be a bit more wary about certain things. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like yesterday, I told her it's okay, just go easy. Yeah, and normally a good indicator, I like to do hills as a good general phase.
Okay.
Gives you that strength endurance you
Yeah.
need. But yesterday she was definitely not at her best state. Can tell she's struggling a bit, but that's a good thing. That means we have room for improvement. So I'm happy with that. And
What
yeah,
was yesterday's
this
session?
we
that she was
had
struggling on?
10 times 200-meter hills near Bedok Reservoir. Yeah, it
Oh,
wasn't
that's
not
a
a really
fucking
steep.
monster hill, the Bedok Reservoir Hill.
Yeah, it's not like a really steep hill, but I allow some steepness in terms of
Yeah.
they get to run in a bit then go up.
I
But
see.
yeah, it's
What is the
a good
recovery?
view at the end though, right?
Yes, very good view.
And what's the recovery? Do you walk down?
It's a 3-minute recovery. Yeah.
Walk down.
Yeah, walk down recovery.
I
Tiru
see.
Tiru was very fit at the time. He did like two. He was asking the group 2:30 should be okay. I was like, but he was very fit when he did this. He was really strong. He and Aswin was two of our strongest runners at the time. They were very strong.
Yeah. I mean, you guys got a good crew. I would love to ask on each and every one of them, but I think this episode let's focus on Romaine because Romaine joined you around 6 months ago after the 2025 SEA Games. So I'm gonna divert one question to Romaine now and give Khai a bit of a break. Romaine, what made you transfer from your coach of pretty much more than 10 years, Ilangovan and Trackstar Athletics, of which I think you're quite popular there and all the people love you and you are a big core member of the group, and move over to a new club, Oldham, and Coach Khai? I mean, obviously, once in a while we all want to change, but what really motivated this change?
Well, the short story is that last year I improved everything, almost everything from the 400 meter to the 10K, but the 800 meter was at a stalemate,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a bit of a problem because that is one of my focus events,
I
and
see.
I was sick and tired of being left behind. So I realized that I needed a new stimulus, and I had been having random chats with Khai whenever I see him at KBT, and even as
Well,
even
how
just
these
as
chats happen?
friends.
Is it just in passing, right? Like, hey Kai, 'cause
Yeah.
Romaine is very happy when she sees you. She always message me. I saw Kai at the track today. I saw Kai at the track today. He was coaching so and so. I saw Kai at the track today. So even though I'm not there, I feel like I know that Kai is always at the track when Romaine is there. Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll be some days that I would go to KBT, either for a run or a gym or something. Then if
Yeah.
he's there, then I'll say hi, and somehow it evolves into him giving me a download on how he managed to shift Audi up to the 1500
I
or
see.
some other nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at that time she was struggling with like not struggling. She wanted some help with the strength program, so she
I
was
see.
asking about certain things. So I told her isometric loading and eccentric loading will help, especially for her because she does have that amortization or she lands on a flat foot sometimes. So
I do as well.
That-
It might be
yeah.
it might be a genetic biomechanical thing.
yeah, it could be. But in a 800-meter sense, you definitely need to be a bit more
On your
at least-
toes,
Yeah, on your toes. You cannot let the heel touch so much. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so when I watched Romaine at the Taiwan Open recently, I thought her form was quite good. I mean, obviously, she wanted more in terms of finishing times, not quite the time. I mean, like a combination of factors of like like rain lah, like the pacing not optimum lah, all that kind of stuff. But I thought she looked like she was having a very good form when she was running. Now I struggle to remember what she looked like last year or the year before, but I never thought her form was lousy.
No, it wasn't lousy at all. Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, but I did think there was an improvement this year. That's my naked eye looking at the live feed lah.
I do think it did improve. Again, it is his conditions and stuff like that. Maybe not the best. Definitely not the best.
Yeah.
But I believe that she could have done. As in, my goal for her by the end of the year was actually 212, 213. A bit closer to that low 213 lah.
You mean end of this year?
Yeah, end of this year. So the plan was we first work on the 400. Get that stiffness. Her PB is 59. I still believe that if she doesn't have like her shoulder didn't give issues, she could have taken like 0.3, 0.4 off that second because she wasn't sure of pushing. Because just 1 week before that competition, she popped her shoulders, like trying to drive out of the blocks. Yeah, so I think that held her back.
You know how she got the injury or not? You know how she got the injury?
I forgot how she got it.
Okay, based on what I remember, she was with Vanessa Lee trying to do some cheerleading stunts or something stupid like that lah. Yeah, and then from that day until now, this injury has haunted her lah.
Yeah, she couldn't swing. She swing then it popped. Then I had to make her lie down and unpop it. So,
oh yo.
Yeah.
And
so
you know how to manage that. You know how to pop it back.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. As in we have to like because I did sports science in uni. Then one of my university lecturers actually just taught us a simple way. Just get them to lie down, then just straighten. Then it's okay.
You go back by itself. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it will go back by itself. Some people try to pop it that way. I tried it once or twice before with other athletes. They did it. It's okay. But the simplest way is still that one. But then after that we went because right now the plan is 400. Then we get her to raise the 800. Then finally build her aerobic base. Get ready for the 800 and 1005.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I believe her and Ollie are the same kind of line where Ollie did not do a lot of 800 meters training. Then he did a lot of 1005. Right? He got the speed, he got the stiffness, he got everything, he got the strength. Then from 800, I decided to switch to 1005. Then in 2025 Singapore Open, he just ran an 800 and he did a 154. And that significant drop was quite shocking. Then I realized, because he had better pacing now, better splits, he's able to recover better between the two laps. So that's where I'm trying to go with her as well. So that's why I set the goal to be end of the year near in the club, near Club Zoom. And hopefully we get closer to that sub 213. But it's a process definitely that we have to look. But so far she's going in the right direction. Again, this one maybe a better day, a better condition, a 215 would be a possible. But I told her we always must take things with a grain of salt. We know that not everything will go our way. That's just how athletics is. You can be feeling good and suddenly, oh my god, what happened? My race is a disaster.
I mean, obviously there's a factor to that where there's an element to that where you select the best possible meet to achieve your result, right? Like if you're trying to run in good conditions, you don't go to Russia in December, right? For example. So I think that's where why do you think Sean Goh is in Europe? Why doesn't he try and run national record in Taiwan Open? Because he cannot lah. He's tried before. It's not anywhere near the same kind of conditions. Why would someone try to go to Europe and have more predictable conditions and better pacing and all that kind of stuff? Is because this thing can be controlled. Taiwan Open has been a bit hit and miss, man. The last few years, I feel like there's been a rainstorm in 2023 when I was there. Lucky it didn't affect my race. My race was actually warm, but next day it was like rainstorm, and that was her race. And then 2024 or 25, when Sean Goh competed in the 5K, it was also like kind of raining, stormy. So and then this year is raining and stormy. And then Calvin Kwek and Romaine's roommate had to sit around for 2 hours after warm up before they can do the 4 hurdles. So. So
it's very true because Saturday was perfectly fine. I was hoping Saturday's weather will copy
Yes.
paste to Sunday, and it
Yes.
didn't happen. So
I
they were
see.
waiting definitely for a longer time.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. So, so I
humidity
understand
doesn't
it.
help also.
Exactly, humidity doesn't help. Now I understand that you're bringing some of the boys to Europe. Like I think Amir, I think T. Ruben, who else?
Mark,
Mark.
Elizabeth,
Elizabeth.
Mark, Elizabeth, Tiru,
Yeah.
Sarah Po, and
Sarah Poe. Yeah.
Ian Gunn. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good group going over to Europe. And how long are you there for this July? A month?
About 3 weeks just before
weeks, okay.
Commonwealth. Yeah.
So did you not consider like getting Romain over as well to do an 800 meter there where the conditions are a bit more like controlled and
As in, I would have
100% better.
liked. That's why I opened the floor to everybody. But
Yeah.
again, this one is we wanted to first see what's within our budget,
Yes.
always, and what is the window that we are trying to pick,
Yeah.
right? Because if we went July, when I planned it, I planned for her to pick around June. That's the
Yes.
picking period between April, May, June. So she has a small peak, then a bigger peak, right? And if I decided to, okay, should we prolong it to July? Would that affect the next part of the training? Then I deemed it as, if let's say I have to lengthen the competition phase, then
Yes.
shorten that GP phase, then that's gonna be detrimental to 1,500 down the line in August, September, October.
I see.
So I always look at okay, this is a season. Okay, we lay out. I always create calendars for them. Okay, this is the rough gauge. How many weeks? GP specific pre-com. Then she has I always believe that if the athletes can see their path, they'll be doing better, and over
Yep.
time, they got better. Yeah.
No, I 100% agree with that. Just laying it out, and especially athletes who they overthink, like that at least like lets them know what phase of training I'm in, why,
Yes.
yada yada yada. But it takes time to explain, like like sometimes. I mean, I also coach, like I try and lay out a path for everyone, but also the path will change depending, especially working adults or whatever. Like sometimes they get sick, our work comes into it, and then the path change, right? Change.
Correct.
So it's like sometimes when they have a 6-month plan and then one day goes poorly, they're worrying. Oh no, then the plan how? Then so it cuts both ways in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. Actually, Amir told me about this race in Leuven on the 4th of July, 3,000
Yes,
meters.
correct.
I actually signed up for it, and then he told me he may not be racing. I think he's struggling with a bit of injury or whatever. So and then I asked him what distance would be. On the podcast, I asked him what distance would be fair for us to race off. He said
3,000.
He said 3K. I said, you sure 3K or not? I think 2K, bro. He said, no, I think 3K can. Then I ran my 832.
That's why I saw.
He messaged me the next day after my 832. He said, okay, I take that back. I think 3K cannot.
The first thing I thought was steeplechase. Actually, I was like, maybe steeplechase. You can try give Rayong run for money on steeplechase. You can never know, right? Because he's been training for steeplechase. I was like, 3K. That's gonna be difficult.
I will have you know I have a national schools gold medal and a ASEAN schools gold medal in steeplechase lah. So
yes, I know. Yeah,
I'm not a pushover at steeplechase either.
Yeah, I know. That's but
practiced.
I was thinking at least because he had if we're talking about who has more like recency bias like in terms of training for steeplechase,
Amir lah, of course,
maybe Amir can give you but I don't know.
No, he thought
3K,
he was saying 3,000 meters.
I mean, it's coach, so I'm not sure. So,
Anyway, now we've settled on 2K at least, and of course when he's in shape.
Ooh,
But I always tell
2K,
people when you talk about what's a fair distance, then they'll say, "Oh, now I'm not in shape." I say, "Of course, I assume that you're in top shape, lah. You cannot say." Would I rather race Sean Goh with hernia or Shohib with AIDS? Right? Of course, you assume that they are fully healthy and functioning. You cannot be like, oh, now I'm not fit. Of course, now you're not fit, then you cannot lah.
Yeah.
Actually, the last 800 meters of my 3K, I think it will be quite nice for Romain to wait for me to race 2.2K and then she jump in for the last 800 because my last 800 meters, my last 2 laps were 68.0 and then 66.8. So that's 214.8. That will be perfect for Romain to jump in and race with me.
Khai, what's the average of those 2 laps?
What's the average of what lap again? No. We're not going to go through that again. They've been doing this for so long. I cannot tell you. especially when you're dealing with secondary
Where did
school
this
students.
where did this 67
I have
thing
no
start?
I have no idea. They start it randomly when I got back from I think March or something. Then they start doing this thing. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. So
Yeah, dude, even Pritam Singh is doing it, in his Instagram video now. I literally commented, no, not you too. And the comment got like 300 to 500 likes.
yeah. So
Anyway, okay, so Romaine comes over, and then she comes from would you say she came from a more, of course, a more aerobic background? Okay, because
She
she
did,
was
yeah.
doing like
She definitely
90-minute runs with Coach
Yeah.
Ilango, and now I hear that the longest she's doing is like 60 minutes.
60 minutes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was trying to just zone in on that 4 and 8. Yeah.
Yes,
Then
that
the
makes a lot
later
of
part of the
sense. And
year
she PB'd in
we
the
can
4.
increase. Yeah.
Yeah, she ran a personal best in the 4, 59.74. What was your old personal best, Romaine, before that?
60.2 or 60.4.
Oh, wow. So you knocked off like half a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It could be even.
that's
I was projecting 59.3, but the
okay.
drive
At the
phase-
cost of shoulder.
Yeah.
That would
She
be
didn't. She didn't accelerate. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We-
would be
that was the goal because definitely I needed her to have some speed because the goal for her splits for that first 400 was 65, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much effort you put at 65 is very important. If you put a lot of effort into that 65 and you still, then the next round is just gonna crash and burn kind of thing. So
Yes.
that was the goal. She on days like in training, she looks, wow, okay, Roman's ready. On some days, oh my days,
Okay.
she struggles. So it again, hit
And
on
do you
me
think that's
sometimes as
these fluctuations? This is very good that you brought it up, but like, are these fluctuations in an athlete's form from day to day, especially for someone who's working a full-time job at Singapore Airlines or
Yeah.
Scoot, someone
Yeah.
who is like traveling after work, like sometimes the travel is nice, sometimes you cannot sit, sometimes the weather, if it's 2 degrees hotter, the travel becomes more exhausting than
exactly.
than not, especially in Singapore where it's so hot already to start.
I think especially for working adults, like even now, for Oliver and for her, like on the days they can't do it, I won't force them to do it. Like
I see.
go because
Yeah,
they're
it's
middle
counterproductive,
distance
right?
runners. Yeah, counterproductive. You can go for an easy run. It's better than
Yeah.
asking you to do the strength program right now because then of that you'll feel even worse the next day. Then it
Yes.
affects the the training 2 days in, like on
Yeah.
Thursday or something, So I never risk that, and I'm always very particular in terms of athletes they are working because again they are stressed neurally, they are stressed in working
Yeah,
environment.
the nervous system is under fire at work.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
deal with like, obviously you deal with work, but you also deal with like office politics. You deal with bullshit
Yes,
bosses, you deal with bullshit colleagues. So by the time you come, you're carrying a lot of that. So you're a bit drained lah from the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, even before you start a single rep. So that's something that we need to consider as well. Which is also why training full time, if you are able to put yourself in the right environment and like separate all these things and compartmentalize them away from your setup, that's how
Yep.
people run a lot quicker. It's not just about some people think they go full time and then they double their training load and that's how they get quicker and then they get injured very fast and then before you know it, their career is over, right? It's not just the ability to train more, it's the ability to recover more as well. And
Yep.
I think because we are all hustle and bustle, Singaporeans in general don't know how to sit still and do nothing. And that's
Yeah.
sometimes when the best thinking, reflection, ideas come. I think we need to teach people how to meditate a bit more. Like just chill. You don't always need to wayang and look busy. Right?
Exactly.
No-
Then
no, when people- when
I've
people
been
see
trying
you
to get
doing-
them. Yeah, I've been trying to
when
get them
people
to
see
do Pilates actually because it gets them
my
to
wife loves Pilates.
Pilates, yoga because it
My
gets them
wife
to
loves-
relax a bit.
Yeah, my wife loves Pilates. Like just get them a hot Pilates instructor, they will all go. my wife is my Oh man. Okay, so but obviously, like, did you know that Romaine's 1500 meters was weaker now that we have done more 400-meter work? And
Yeah.
because it's quite obvious that the 400 meters was a lot better. The 1500 meters, I think she didn't really have a fair shot at Taiwan because I don't think she was strong enough to go and solo 438 or whatever.
Yeah.
But so she just had to sit in, and you can see that the pack. There's 3 people running sub 430, and then everyone else is racing for sub 450, and then she beats
Yeah.
everyone else with a kick and then runs
so
449.
because so this is a funny thing. Actually, I didn't expect that 1,005. You can argue me because she wanted to try for the road mile. I was like,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
that means she needs a data point. So I was
Data
like,
point, yeah.
okay, so definitely we have to run the 1,005 at Taiwan.
Yeah.
So what can we do?
And
And
she told you all this before the selection criteria is launched, right? So
Yeah, so I
our
was actually running it blind lah. I don't know what's the timing we need to hit and
So
stuff
as a
like that.
coach,
So
how do you plan? Like, is I don't want to ask leading questions, but is it frustrating as a coach to not know selection criteria until very last minute? For example, this is not a Mickey Mouse race. This is a World Road Running Championship to be held in Copenhagen in 3 months from now, and the selection criteria was published last week. And then they backdated it to last August, 31st August. So that cuts out, like, my 5K in August doesn't count, by the way.
yeah. So I definitely have some I won't say it's the correct thing to do, but it's definitely hard for the coach to plan. It's definitely hard for the athletes to mentally that mental prep is very important, right?
Yes.
Oh, I need to do this by this date. But I try to understand from their perspective as well. Sometimes maybe they're just focused on one thing, then they don't realize this other thing needs to be hurried up also. So I'm not gonna speculate on that. I'm not gonna, but definitely
I like that.
difficult for a coach. Difficult for a coach and
No, that's a
athlete,
very politically correct answer. But what I'll do now is since I know let's say I'm SA, right? I know that I'm gonna be damn fucking busy from now until the next SEA Games or whatever. Now I know that I want my window to be 1 year. Okay, let's say September, right? The window closes in August. So I'm gonna forecast the next World Road Running Championships and the next one. The window is always going to be 13 months before, close 1 month before. And then your selection criteria, if it's like that, you can copy and paste. Blah, 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 blah. Done. The people can plan. Right?
Yeah, they could like, yeah.
Yeah, how can you announce 3 months before and then backdate like 10 months before?
Yeah. But it's definitely it's definitely difficult, but I always say that we're not sure what they're dealing with also over there. Maybe they're understaffed and stuff. So I try to again
sometimes
whatever
the staff also do good work but needs to be approved, and then approval is the bottleneck, so on and so forth.
So whatever is in our control, we try to do. If these things pop out, then of course we have to maneuver and stuff. It's just us as coaches, we have to prepare our athletes. Okay, you have these small little bumps, but get back into your head, as in get back into that rhythm.
You control basically, right?
Yeah. Whatever we can control, we can control. Whatever we can't control, like the wind, the weather, all this stuff, let it be. Yeah. As long as I can get my athletes into a good rhythm, a good mental frame, that would be the best lah. That's what all we can do. That's all they can do.
Yeah. So when Romain comes to you and says, okay, I know that there's no selection criteria, but I'm forecasting that I will need a data point, and I want to go for this meet, and then you sit up and take notice, right? And then you're like, oh, actually, this makes sense. Okay, she does need a data point. Now I need to change the training
a bit. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Okay. She was aiming for 4:45. So
which 76 a lap. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so 76 per lap, and yes, she was doing it correctly, everything. But again, later on, that after the 800, I was like, okay. Once she passed that 1K, I can tell that the aerobic fitness is just not enough for now. Once that passed, we've been doing 1Ks. We've been doing definitely below that distance, and she wasn't prepared for it lah. But I told her this will happen. But whatever we can do, we try. Luckily, she did 4:49. I was very happy. I was like, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Not 4:50. It's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now that you can run 59 seconds for 400 meters, surely running 72 seconds for 4 laps is not that hard, right?
Then
4:30.
But because the 1,005 came on at Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was praying. I was like, if only the 800 was on the Saturday and not the Sunday, because then the weather was affected. Then she was actually, her legs definitely was a bit cooked from the day before.
From the 15, especially when you have not been training for like longer
for 1,005.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that 800 count first, but it happened. So she did 2:16. I was like, okay, that's pretty good, right? I was expecting our goal was trying to do 2:15, maybe try 2:14, but 2:15 I was like, it's a very realistic goal. I always say must be realistic, must be within our window. And that window was just there for us to take. But again, things happen. And good thing is she has now she can run the road mile. So
Yeah.
she's ranked second, right, Robin?
Yeah.
Second.
Yes, for now.
Actually,
Yeah,
she's ranked
for now.
fourth, lah, but the first two are too young to go. I think that's hilarious.
Oh yeah. Because the minimum age
Summer
is
and someone
16, I
else.
think. Yeah.
16 or
18?
18, yeah.
18,
Yeah.
18. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's hilarious.
So
But rules are rules. Whether or not they
definitely
make sense, rules are rules.
our middle distance community is getting faster.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches are doing a better job managing the athletes. And
Wait,
stuff like this.
when you say the middle distance team is getting faster, I look at the SEA Games team. They're all your boys, what? All Oldham boys, what?
Yeah, but like the ones
So
that
when-
are getting better, like Summer and
It's like I say, oh, our long distance records are getting better. I'm talking about myself.
no, but it's just again,
I
it's
look at
how we
you
manage.
see,
Yeah.
2005 is Oliver and Amir. Pretty much you're at Amir maybe like 50% at the moment because he's training in Australia, but he consults you a lot from what I understand. So they're your athletes. 800 meter is T. Ruben and Zubin. They're your athletes. Yeah, so that's the middle distance squad already, what? And then Romain is now your athlete.
Yeah, but from the results, I mean, NSG is a hit or miss sometimes. So how much?
Oh, sorry, you're talking about you're talking about NSG.
Yeah, the coming up athletes. Yeah, the athletes that are coming up. So I look at it and there are very very good athletes, good coaches that are coaching these athletes. So I'm actually very excited to see what we can do in 2029. I think in the end, my goal is making sure this path is all the way that when we have our home ground SEA Games, what you did in 2015, what the relay runners did in 2015, I want to make sure they do the same thing as well. At least have a few goals, not always relying on, because Shanti, when I saw Shanti won, that was amazing, right? When I saw you won, that was amazing. But
you
the
woke
next
up to time,
generation, no, I was like, you were like the last 1K or something. I
were
still
there?
remember because I went down for a while. It was raining.
Yeah, it was raining.
Yeah, it was raining,
Not a great day to be out.
and it was already it was also quite crowded already over there, the place where you can stand, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Then there was a was it a live stream? I forgot. Somebody was
I don't think
there
there
was
was a live stream. Definitely not a live
the
stream.
the last part.
But there was
last
a
part of the
video.
race.
There's
Yeah,
a
there
video.
was a-
Yeah.
yeah.
Shah took a video. Shah is the savior of Singapore
Yeah,
athletics
okay,
history.
yeah,
Without
yeah,
him,
yeah.
all these video.
He was streaming it, I think. Yeah.
Not
yeah.
streaming
So,
lah. I think he maybe uploaded it.
I'm pretty sure he streamed it.
Stream?
Yeah, there was a link for that.
I see.
What remember there's always like videos at the top of the tower. They'll
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I didn't know it
think
was streamed lah. Maybe by the time I saw it,
was
was
so
very
long
late,
ago,
so
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
he cut it.
So-
Maybe it was from the stream. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, he did capture that. So yeah, how did that make you feel? I mean, you're not a marathon runner. You don't care about marathon.
But in the end, is that Singapore flag. You see that Singapore flag. You hear your anthem, Singapore
Anthem,
anthem. So it's a proud moment, and I will never forget those moments. Shanti winning in Asian Games, and a lot of it is Shanti, right? And
Yeah.
I hope more and more people will be ready for 2029. Yeah, and we want to look back on those moments. We want to look forward to those moments as well. So, yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
How is and I mean your crew is looking good, obviously. Like last year, I want to focus on one of our friends here, but T. Ruben broke the long-standing 400-meter national record, running 1 minute 49 point something seconds. 800 meters, yes. And before T. Ruben ran 149, Romain, can you pull up the exact decimal points because my talking 149. He broke, was it Surendra's record?
I forgot who. It was
Surendra's was the hand time.
Yeah, is the
Pandian's was the ET.
Pandian's yes, the ET, yeah.
Okay, so to be clear, Thiruvan broke Pandian's electronic time national record. Is that correct? But
correct,
not
yeah.
Surendra's 149.
Surendra's one is I think 149.9. There's no decimal
Yeah,
point.
then Thirubin's is 149.94.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he was
Yeah.
0.05 seconds away from breaking that lah. Actually,
Correct.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
different era, like obviously we have advantage in spikes and all that kind of good stuff now, but hand time is also hand time lah. So when we're looking at someone like Ruben, he had a extremely good performance there, 149, like Asian champs, if I don't remember wrongly, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So my observation as someone who is a big fan of Ruben was that he definitely put himself in a position to where people would talk about him a lot because, I mean, it's also part of marketing yourself as an athlete, right? It's like, if you want to get the sponsors and the support, and if you want people to recognize you as an athlete, you put yourself out there. You have to say, I want to go to the SEA Games, I want to win a medal. And not everyone dares to say that because people always wonder, or what happens, what will people think if I lose? And the pressure does get to some people, like, I've never been shy to talk about it, but no, not everyone is me lah. My first SEA Games, Teng Weng Fei brought Lawrence Wong to come and have lunch with us, and they picked 3 athletes to have lunch with Lawrence Wong. Okay, it was Kenneth Koo, the captain, Dipna, the female rep, and then So Rui Yong, the male rep. I don't think they'll choose me anymore, but back then they chose me as the VIP entertainer.
Yeah.
So we went there, we chat. I think Dipna was a bit. Dipna was, now she's very professional in these settings and everything, but I think she was a bit nervous about her own race, so she was a bit. She didn't really talk about. Like, she just gave very that kind of answer like I try my best, which nothing wrong with that. It's just very more textbook type of answers. And then Lawrence was like, "Oh, I hear this is your Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, by the way, our current Prime Minister. Back then he was the MCCY sports minister. So Rayong, I heard, how many marathons have you run so far?" I'm like, 1. He was like, "You only run 1 marathon?" I said, "Yeah, SEA Games will be my second." He said, "Oh, what are your targets for the SEA Games?" And then Yazin is looking at me, and then like Teng Weng Fei is looking at me. I say, "Oh, you know what, Minister, like, there's this really, really good Filipino guy in the field. His name is Eduardo Buenavista. He's run 218. He's got like multiple SEA Games, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to bet, right, I think you should bet on him to get silver medal, because I'm going to take the gold." Then the whole table started laughing. And Lawrence Wong was like, and then Wing Fei stood up. "Yeah, I like this. Laugh. And then, Khai, you're back, right? Okay, yeah. Sorry, do you hit something on accident? Later I'll just upload both. But Dimna was like shaking her head lah. She was like looking at me. She was like, "I don't know how you dare to say this kind of thing. Like, you don't give yourself pressure, man." I was like, "Whatever lah, you lose lah." Like, no, not everyone thinks like that. And honestly, I was quite lucky to win also lah. I had to have a good day. Some people had to make mistakes. Blah blah blah. Right? But that's my first time having lunch with Lawrence Wong, and he remembers me from that day until now. Like even now when he comes to see Singapore Marathon or whatever, he will like at the start line he will like, "Hey, is Rayong here?" And he will like say hi and everything. Like, and I think he was a good minister lah. So as far as that goes, right, I think that Ruben put himself out there as a medal hopeful, as someone who had broken a long-standing record, but at the same time, when I observed him at the SEA Games, I felt he was carrying a bit of pressure on his shoulders. As his coach, what was your read on that situation? And what is your read in general? Like, and what is your coaching on these kind of situations in general? Do you want your athletes to talk about their prospective medal chances? Do you want them to like push that away? Stephen Quack would be more like an Alex Ferguson, where it's like, don't talk to the media, like all this is bullshit, all this is like distractions. Focus on what you need to do, which is good advice. Yeah. But at the same time, if you have brand responsibilities and if you want to make a living from running, no one's going to pay you to live on a mountain and like camp there like a monk and meditate and then come down and win and then hopefully win a medal like once every 2 years. You need to be in photo shoots, you need to be doing content. Tiru did his 2 Laps to Glory documentary, which I thought was kind of entertaining, but doing these things does put pressure on you.
Yeah, it does.
Or it can, rather.
But something about Tiru is, yes, it wasn't a good lead up to SEA Games lah. I would say that if he was healthy, there was no problem, there was no injury 2-3 weeks before, we didn't make some changes here and there, then I think that pressure wouldn't get to him. Yeah. But from what I can tell, of course, there was some pressure there. The pressure to try to go for that medal, pressure trying to get to fitness to reach that finals and race the best he can. Did he race was that his best? Of course not. Like, it's definitely not his best. And of course he is facing pressure. But I did tell him, whatever we can do, we try to manage it. yes, the injury that he had, which is an adductor injury, did
Yeah.
not help. I think 4 to 6 weeks before SEA Games. So we were definitely against the ropes a bit, and
Yeah.
you can tell. You can tell that sometimes when somebody is not at 100%, you can tell when an athlete is not in their own zone, or they're not zen basically. But Tiru is okay. He's always tried to manage this pressure, this stress. 100%. Definitely, he felt it on that day a bit.
Yes.
But I would say when it comes to one of the most smart athletes in terms of managing stress, managing a lot of things, right? He's probably the best one I know that can actually manage all these things
Nice.
very well. Yeah. So he definitely sets himself up very well. I just tell him sometimes if it's too much, try to separate certain things that are much more important. I actually tell all my athletes this. If there are things that are more important in life, take a break. Go ahead. Right. But if you feel that track you want to do well, you gotta make sure you get that rest, you get that recovery, make sure you don't put yourself with so much pressure to the point where you're trying to pile up more and more to the point where it's gone. Like in training, you don't feel good. You go in training, dragging your leg and stuff like that. So I'm never, I don't like to see it. I always like them to enjoy training, not the workouts, but
It should be the best part of your day, lah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you should look forward to training. You know. Yeah, and for Tiru, it was definitely not the best time. I would say the run up from January to May for Asian Championship was very good. He was healthy. He was clear of mind and everything. And when we went to, because we always go for training camps near to the location or near to where the competition is, like so we went to Waseda, and he looked good. He had a training partner who was doing 149s, and we were like, okay, he's
I saw him chasing the Japanese guys in Waseda.
and it was perfect conditions. On that day I had a good feeling, and I think me and Coach Hanka was about to cry because we saw the time, because this timing was there for so long, right? And we finally got a runner that went through with 149. So me and Coach Hamka was so happy. We were so delighted because it took a lot of effort to get there. Did we expect it? Oh, that one is a difficult question because it really depended on that day whether he was very gutsy or not. And that day he was really gutsy.
He fucking went for it. Yeah,
he went for it, and that was a good moment because he's one of those athletes where you don't have to tell him much, right? Just tell him enough, he'll get the job done. And he's one of those athletes lah. So that's why Tiru is a very good model athlete. He does the things that he needs to do. He takes recovery very well. He reads a lot, so sometimes he doesn't spiral. He just overthinks a bit. But sometimes I just try to pull him. Okay, too much information is not good, right? You know, with Instagram, with social media, with TikTok, you scroll. Oh, you can do this.
100%.
Yeah,
coach.
and
I'm with
there's
you on that.
So much misinformation here.
He went into my Strava after my 3K and commented, I need to rerun it because it's 2.99. Like, who the hell observes this kind of thing? Tiru lah.
It's only Tiru. Yeah. But yeah.
I told him I'll rerun it if he come and do with me.
Maybe that last 0.01. So but yeah. We have instances like this. We have an athlete that's coming up. He's like he's a PR. So Aswin. Aswin. He's a good training partner for.
He placed the 2.4 last year. He did a good job.
Yeah. I'm not the best job, I would say.
Not the best job.
You went quite fast out lah.
Eventually, I was the pacemaker for Sean lah. That's how that race ended up. But you know, he's a kid, right? I think Hero was supposed to pace that one, but he was a bit injured or whatever.
That's the point where he got the injury. Yeah, just 1 week before.
I see.
Yeah, then after that it was the run up to SEA Games. So these things happen, you know, and because I've dealt with many injuries my athletic career, right?
So, no, I could tell that Tiru was a bit off, and he eventually admitted to me that he was a bit off after because I keep asking to play. I brought my PlayStation to the SEA Games, and then you would know because we had a game. Yeah, me and Shannon played you and Hari, and then
Hari.
Hari had a red card in the 2-on-2, remember? And then you were scolding him. But then
Disaster.
uh Tiru never played with us, and like even though he was like talking about it quite a fair bit, like he plays FIFA, he wanna play FIFA and everything, but like during the trip he didn't manage to play. Like and eventually he sent me a message saying, "Hey, sorry, I didn't manage to play with you. My head wasn't like in the right place like this whole week." So I was like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
man. Like okay, sorry to hear that."
And he plays FIFA like quite a lot. Yeah. So, and I think that's
It
the
helps to keep the
thing.
mind off.
Yeah,
It
it does.
can
It
help
does.
to keep the mind off.
Yeah. And
I mean, if you're
do agree.
raging at the screen, then it eats up more
No,
energy.
that's not good. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but anybody who has talked to Tiru, talked to Zubin, we all know that when they're quiet or when they're not doing certain things, there's something not right lah.
yeah.
But during that period, I think I tried to manage their stress as much as I can. So
Yeah.
after the 800 meters, yes, it's not the best. Then, but I told him to refocus because we still have that 4x4. We still can medal, right? This 4 is the strongest quartet in a very long time.
Yeah, and they
if you
did
can and they did it, right? So
Yeah.
was it the best timing they can do? Of course not, because we were trying to do
National record.
the national record 309, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not the best, but I told them in the end, you all still got a medal out of it.
Yeah.
Always keep your chin up, because these things you cannot take for granted. Like I took for granted my timing as an athlete. Then suddenly when I decided to retire, I didn't really look at it. Like I look back, I should have enjoyed it more. So I'm trying to teach the next generation, enjoy it a bit more.
It's gone
Don't
before you know
always-
it, man.
Yeah,
It's gone
exactly.
Before you know it.
It's gone before you know it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same as Liverpool, right? So last year we're winning, this year we're not winning, right? So
Talk about the highest level of the game. Like Phil Foden was the player of the season in the English Premier League 2 seasons ago, and now he's not
Yes.
even going to the World Cup. Cole
He
Palmer
dropped
was
off.
the player of the tournament at the FIFA Club World Cup. He's not even the team to go to the World Cup. So things go. I mean, not that you cannot overcome these things and come back stronger, lah. Right? So Ray Yong had 2 consecutive SEA Games goals and wasn't picked for 2, and he came back and he still did well. So there are exceptions to the rule, but I mean, like you said, once things you can't turn back time. You can't go. I'm 35 in August. I will never be 25 again. Right? And it's not that you can't get better, but you need to adjust like your training and all that kind of stuff. And then like you're never gonna be as sprightly as you were. You may have to you may have more experience, and then you have to like play around with that, so on and so forth. Yeah. So
So
Tiru
as
has gone full time this year, right? He's a full time athlete. Okay. So has he competed yet this year? I can't remember. I don't think so.
he's not competed yet. He competed on one, but I think he did that last year. I forgot, but we did want to make sure he's 100% okay, because he's been having nigglings here and there. It could be because of when I plan a season, I think there's always a sacrifice towards the next season. Last season was a very long season.
Yeah.
Very, very, and it affected this season. I can tell. I look around, I look at some of my athletes, I'm like, you all need a break. But
I
again,
took 3 months away from hard training after the SEA Games.
Yeah.
I was quite. I needed that
and
break.
I-
mean, I was at a lot
I
of
think
competitions,
I think the necessity for us is always having that break after a long season. So some of them have to start rushing a bit, because they're trying to reach certain timings to hit, right?
Yeah, and especially if you're trying to
especially
double back for
Commonwealth
Asian
and-
Games or
yeah.
Commonwealth Games and all that
Commonwealth
kind
and
of stuff,
Asian
yeah.
Games are very unique, because the qualifying window is like 3 months before that, right?
Yeah.
So if the competition is in September, then you have to make sure the timing comes out. They will need to select by July. So it's that 3 months is a lot, and we have to prepare, and so we have to go back, right? So lah.
I mean, experts would say you don't go for both. Like, you cannot pick for both. You cannot pick to qualify for one, pick to qualify for the other, then pick for Asian Games, and pick for Commonwealth Games. No one does that.
Yeah,
right?
it's very, very difficult. That's why this season was something I had to rack my brain, especially for those who are going for both Commonwealth and Asian Games.
Yes. Yes.
And I think coach, I believe coach Coach Lewis gave a talk in one of the Coach SG conferences
Yeah.
about certain styles he did. Like there was a way he programmed the periodization for, I forgot, was it 2023 or 2024 where she
Yes.
won the Asian champs and Asian
23, yeah.
23, yes, Asian champs, and I believe it's
Asian
the
Games, yeah.
competition, Asian Games, right? So that double stacking is something I'm trying as well. I would say the coach that has a lot of knowledge and someone you can talk to is Coach Lewis. Coach Lewis is a very smart coach. He's a very dedicated coach.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah,
But
and
you need minimum 1 hour lah. When he
Yeah.
opens his mouth, minimum I'm
Yeah.
standing there for 1 hour. I should
yeah,
get him on
but
the podcast.
he's open to sharing also, talking to him.
Yes,
He's such a
no,
nice
he's
person. So
yeah.
yeah, he's a very nice person. So in terms of my coaching, like modeling who I would coach, who I follow, I'm a Liverpool fan. So
Yeah.
at that time, I base it on Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
How he,
I mean-
it's the relationship with the athlete. To understand the
Yeah.
athlete is the most important thing.
You
And
got the
that's how he got
spectacles.
every percent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got.
You
not
do
just-
have the spectacles.
Yeah,
you
after
know,
that he got
wore
LASIK, yeah.
spectacles. Sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
he went to
after
have LASIK.
Yeah, that's why after I think 2022, 2023 season, he didn't wear specs anymore.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, so-
Yeah, but Jurgen was always like very high energy. You know, he'll be yelling
Yes,
at the
high energy.
crowd,
Yes,
yelling at
yeah.
his athletes. You even
Yeah.
like fight with his athletes. every now and then. I don't see
extra
you as that type of
1%.
character. I don't see you as that type of
You
character.
don't see me there, but you see me screaming for their splits. You see me going around. Are you okay? Ready? Make sure go at this timing. 65.
Romain, can you
65.
film this? Can you film this for
I-
content?
I do have footage of him yelling at his athletes, or at least screaming, supporting his athletes during the national schools games. I can send it to you later.
I'm screaming and shouting. Then
He's
Um,
jumping
the-
out of his seat, and that's the quickest movement I see him do these days.
the fourth time so I was screaming, I was yelling at Zubin. Go Zubin! I was yelling at everybody. Then if the 1,005 runners know, I will always stand at the start line of the 1,005 so I can give them the
Yeah.
400 splits and I'll shout at them. The
Yeah.
800 meter runners know I will always stand at the 200 meter mark because
Yeah.
that's their 200, 600 meter splits. So
Yeah.
I will always stand at certain areas where
Yeah.
they know I'm there. So I know
Yeah.
they'll know that I'm backing them. Keep going, keep pushing. So
Yeah.
that's something I like to do as a coach, right?
Yeah.
I like to be with them, supporting them, and not just passively just watching, because sometimes it makes me nervous just watching.
Of
I
course.
rather move around and just
Yeah,
cheer
yeah.
out for them. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
sometimes
just
it's
me.
almost like I'd rather do it myself, you know?
that's the thing that the podcast that day he was like saying, oh, I'm a sprinter. Yeah, 100%. I'm a sprinter, and I don't know what they feel. So I always try to understand and talk to them. How do you feel during this workout? Is it too much? Is it too little?
Sorry, what podcast is this? What are you talking about?
That day you were talking to.
Kirsten.
You were talking to Romain, right? Because Romain was saying
Romain. Yeah,
that,
Romain.
I wasn't
Yeah.
a sprinter. I wasn't a middle long distance.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
workouts are sometimes-
I remember.
sometimes too difficult. Yeah,
Okay, so
remember that
I
one?
said
Yeah.
Romain complained that your workouts are too hard, right? So
Yeah.
And then I said, of course, he's never done these workouts. He doesn't know
Yeah,
how hard
yeah,
it is.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
write.
Yeah. But because when I write, I think. Okay. Then the training also must be spread out in a sense. Your neural load is not too much, right? So always, if let's say Monday is speed, then I will always have 2 days of break in between. There will be like a
Yeah.
light strength or easy run. Then Thursday they know Thursday is going to be a hard day.
Yes.
They know Thursday is going to be really hard. Then Friday will be light. Then Saturday will be something harder. So Thursday and Saturday will always flip around.
I see.
So that's why I try to manage stress. If they can't do it, then I won't force them to do it. We'll
see.
do an alternative that makes them okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like go with 300 times 20 and just keep going and repeat, and that kind of thing doesn't sit right with me. I always ask their thought processes is also very important for our decision making as a coach. So
So
That's
when
why-
Romain says the workouts are very difficult, Romain, what are you referring to? Is it the intensity? It doesn't sound like the volume is high.
no, it's not.
This guy, I'm remembering a Saturday session.
Oh,
This
that
is-
one. that
Yours-
session I learned it from Waseda, like in Japan. They had a very unique session. So you go into aerobic, you go into aerobic load. Now that
Can we have the session, please? I don't know what you're talking about.
So they went with 1K,
Okay.
then they rest 8 minutes, then they go
Okay.
race pace 200s.
I see.
We did 4 times that day. 4 times, two times 4, 2 sets of 200 repeats at race pace. 2 minutes rest. Then between sets is 8-minute rest again.
I see.
Then now that the last one is a 400 meter, whatever you have left. So I say 400 meter kick. Just practice that 400 meters.
Nice.
That's definitely that's the hardest workout I always give, but I won't give them on a bad day. Normally, that 400 is always if you don't feel like doing the 400, that's fine. If you're okay, you do it. And the one person that always does it right, without fail, right, it's like, oh no, it's not. It's Aswin actually. Aswin does that, and I'm like thinking, oh, Aswin, are you a bit crazy? He'll do everything. Then that last 400, he'll do a 49. The fastest one was a 49.7.
Disgusting.
I was like, it was, yeah, he's gonna do 151 soon. Then
Oh my god.
he's getting closer to that 150. Now I say, Tiru, you really have a challenge up ahead, because this one he's coming really quickly, and if these two kept going at each other, they're gonna do 148, 147 soon.
Good.
So I need someone. We always need training partners, because then you keep pushing each other, right? That's how sprints does it. That's how the middle distance runners does it. Long distance.
Yeah.
Everyone needs training partners, right? And
Yes.
it also helps with the mental aspect. Like you talk to them. Sometimes one person doesn't feel 100%, the other person can talk to them, right? So I'm trying to create that inside our group. I'm trying to create that holistic aspect.
Okay.
That it's not as only a place where you train; it's a safe place where you can return to. So that's why it's very
Yes, I like
important for
that.
me. Yeah.
So who trains with? Okay, now you have. I was gonna say the top 1,005 guy in the country, but actually Sean Go is like one step ahead of Ollie.
Yeah, he's really doing really good. Yeah.
Both are 357, right?
It was a
I mean,
good race, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good race, and I think they were kind of like toe to toe down the last stretch, but Ollie was catching him, but Sean held him off lah.
Yeah.
So I think that Ollie is like considering like in that 1,005 category, he is the top guy. I mean, him and Sean, like the top. Sean is top, he's second, whatever. But who is training with Ollie in Singapore right now? I see.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult for Ollie, because I haven't found some. I always when we try to match workouts, I'll match it with. Sometimes I'll match it with Aswin. I'll match it with Tiru.
Yeah, but
because
they'll be going too fast. Maybe.
Yes, he'll be going too fast, and sometimes he needs that the VO2 max training, and the VO2 max training for 800 runner and 1,500 runner are two separate things. So he does run it alone sometimes, and a lot of the times. And I try to mix and match and see who can help. But I was very frank with Ollie, like, okay, sometimes you have to run this alone. He takes it like, okay, sure, no problem. But of course, if I can find someone who can help him,
because the
train
way
with him,
the way you train Ollie as a 1,005 runner is very different from what most of this Sean Go and all these do to train for 1,005. Like it's very from the 400, 800 up compared to Sean 5K, 10K down.
Yes,
and
yes.
if I train for 1,005, I'll be more like Sean than Ollie anyway.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what's the longest run that Ollie has done?
longest run is in easy run.
The longest, like easy or long run or whatever that you've given him.
I think he ran 15 max before.
15K max. Yeah.
15K, yeah. That's the max he did before. And
I mean, it's not that bad. I'm just saying that.
that one, but that 15K wasn't I plan. It's just
he ran
just
lah.
went. Yeah. I planned. I remember putting 12K. Then he just kept. Yeah.
Kept running
just
and went to
kept-
15. Okay.
Yeah. And I think we made, especially last year when just before like 5-6 months before SEA Games, we increased the mileage. He was hitting about 70 to 80K per week. I had to be careful because that's where it starts coming, where if you do too much, the injuries might come, especially the foot. I'm very particular about the foot. You have to be careful when you're running. Then fun fact, I would say 90% of the shoes he uses comes from me.
So you're the influencer.
90% of the shoes comes from me because I like to buy shoes and then I get nagged at a lot. Roman knows this. Then sometimes I'll just like, you're still using this shoe? And I was like, okay, now I'll pass you one shoe.
You get nagged at by who? Your
My
your
girlfriend.
girlfriend? Your girlfriend. Okay. You guys stay
Yeah.
together, you and your girlfriend.
No. But she knows I have like a row of shoes over here. So not a good thing. Yeah, but yeah,
I
his
see.
we do try to manage his workouts on,
I see.
and right now is the most difficult time for him because he has shift work. Doctor shift works like 26 hours, can be full 26 hours and stuff like that, and it's crazy. And I say, on the days you can train, you train. On the days you can't, just don't. Just go
Yeah.
home, rest. Because what's the rush? There's no rush. SEA Games is next year. We're not planning for anything, right? If I can maintain your level of fitness now, I'm happy. Yeah. If you can keep the mileage at a certain level, which is 50, 60K, I'm okay already. Because if not, it's counterproductive. It's the same as you trying to train sick, right? Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, don't train when you're sick. Don't train when your battery is depleted. You didn't have time to eat all day. Didn't have time to sleep. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think most importantly, like when work is too heavy, like really let running be the enjoyable part of your day, so that at least you can preserve that good relationship with that part of your life. And then whenever work comes down, and it will calm down, like the tunnel will end eventually, and then be your housemanship phase, and then you get a bit more time on your hands, and then you can dedicate a bit more time to that. I think there's no better person to ask about this than Chen Xiang lah. Like Chen Xiang has, like, I mean, Chen Xiang didn't have a very good 2019 SEA Games. Like that was the first
I
time.
still remember that one.
Yeah, he actually cried, after the games. I didn't know after his race. I didn't know. I've never seen
I heard
Chen Xiang
about it
cry.
also.
Yeah, I never seen
But
Chen Xiang
because
cry.
again, he was going through like the
Housemanship.
housemanship, and
Yeah.
to be on that line, I think it's a proud moment already. Because
Yeah.
because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy.
Yeah,
And especially for sprinters like him, where neural load affects so much. Especially for hurdlers, you gotta snap down
Hurdles,
really
yeah.
quick. You gotta recover really quick, then you go for the next hurdle, then next hurdle, and it gets really tiring if you don't have enough rest. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, preserve that. I mean, it's the only way you're gonna do this for a long time, right? Is if you enjoy it. And I'm
Yeah,
happy.
correct.
I think the only reason why I'm doing it for such a long time is because I enjoy it, lah. Right? And I think that in Singapore we don't really teach people how to have fun doing the sport. Like be it like coaches being a bit overbearing in school, or officials. You go to KPT and then on the start line you kinda fucked by the official. Where's our friend Miss Jaya? You stand up. Why are you standing on the line? Why your number tag too high? Why your number tag too low? Why you never tying your shirt? Da di da di da. Oh my god. Like, why you never step up to the start line together? I know that 1005 race. Oh my god. Like we really do our best to make it unfun. And I think that's a huge reason why people don't do it. And if you want the pipeline to continue, the whole ecosystem has to make it fun. Otherwise, what is sports about, right?
Yeah.
Sports is about having fun. Oh yes, teach life lessons and everything. But if it's not fun, no one's going to do it in the first place.
Exactly.
Then do what life lessons?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't understand. So anyway, I think that thank you so much for joining us today, Khai. Romain, any quick fire to end off before we let Khai go?
Of course, I have a list right here.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
days. Okay.
Let's go.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. All I'm gonna ask is, if you had to run 100-meter tomorrow, what do you think your time would be?
12 seconds. 12 1, 12 2. My knees my knees are so cooked to the point where sometimes when I stand, I hear it cracking like on the way up. That's how
Is
bad
that
it
from
is
your
now.
years of doing sprints or what?
Yeah. As in, there were things that, in hindsight, of course, which I shouldn't have done certain things. Too much, too little. Yeah, but that's because of that. And I have osteoarthritis now, so I have knees of a 60-year-old man. Yeah. But
So essentially, you'll be slower than Shanti and Elizabeth at this point in time.
no
Of
comment.
course, they are the two top females in Singapore history. What are you talking about? I'm surprised you can run 12-1, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
Yeah, but
oof.
yeah.
Okay.
The weight doesn't help also. So.
Okay, that leads to my next question then.
Oh my days. Okay.
If you had to carry excess weight, would it be in your tummy or your rear end?
Or your butt.
This
Something on your
is
butt.
the question. Oh my days. I guess rear end. Yeah.
Okay, that decides your
I would
cover
also
photo
pick
then.
I would also pick red.
Yeah. I mean that's what apparently I'm known for also. So
Okay, next. Would you rather coach a talented runner but they don't listen to you,
mhm.
or an okay runner but they're like, yes, coach, okay, coach, and they're the angel athlete?
Hmm. I would say the latter, definitely. Former, if you can get them on your side, that would be good lah. But latter is the not angel. There must be some. Honestly, there must be some like devil in the sense that you must have the ego to I want to win that kind of
Yes.
thing. So yeah, that ego is very important. Like people say, oh, this guy has a lot of ego, but for a sprinter, actually for any competitive runner, the ego to win is very important. Yeah,
Which Singapore athlete track and field has the biggest ego in Singapore?
because ego. I don't think.
You said ego is important, what? So who has
Yeah.
the biggest ego?
I would say, at one point would be, you probably. Yeah, but in a good way. That means, not because right now in my perspective, right now you're
Sure.
toned down a bit. You're trying to pass to the next generation, maybe. Yeah, like you're supporting Sean a lot. Maybe like few years ago you'll be like, let's go at it. You know,
Which
to
year was
head.
that? Which year Young was that?
2017 year. That 2017, 2015, 2017 year, you're very feisty. It's a good and bad thing. That's for me as a coach, there's a positive and negative to it. Of course, negative
Yeah.
coaches as a coach, how should I manage this? How am I supposed to talk to him? You know, but as
Yeah.
but if I'm gonna coach you, I want someone that let's try to win, because if
Yeah.
then what's the sometimes you ask, if you have such a talented runner and you know he has the capabilities of winning, but he's very scared of it, it's also very difficult, right?
No, I
So,
agree with that. I agree with
yeah.
that.
I
I think
I'm not meaning in an offensive way. I mean in a way that it's actually
I don't
a
think
good
it's
thing that-
offensive.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
I think a lot of people
the
think, oh, ego is very
to
bad
win.
and everything. I said everyone has an ego. Like, if you don't have an ego,
Yeah.
if you do have an ego, you be in bed. You even bother to go to work because you have no pride, right?
Yeah,
So everyone who
yeah.
says, oh, this guy ego very big, you also have an ego. What?
Yeah.
If you don't have an ego, you wouldn't be
Which is,
trying.
yeah, it's true. It's
You'd
true.
be in bed.
Yep.
You wouldn't need to go and buy a car and have a job or whatever. You buy a car for what? Vanity, what?
Yeah, that's true.
Why do you
That's
work
true.
out? Because you have an ego. You want to be fit. You want to look good, right? So people don't understand what ego is. So if you said one point of time it was Soro Young and now it's no longer Soro Young, then who is it now?
No, I definitely Sharing is still here. Just maybe I think your
No. So it's still so to be clear, the answer is still me.
yeah, you're still you. Right?
Still no, as in like the biggest ego is still me.
now?
Yeah, because you said at one point.
No, not
so-
now. At
Not
one
now.
point
Okay.
many
Okay,
years
so
ago.
now is who?
No.
Now. Because you said at one point, so at one point means in the past. So that's in the past. So now in the present, who has the biggest ego?
Now I'm not sure.
So there's no clear.
There's no clear answer now. But as in,
I see.
there's no right or wrong answer also. So
So I've just faded into the pack, but no one else has like come up.
yeah, but okay. To be honest, it's very subjective, right? Like
Sure.
how people perceives everyone. I've always been a person that is at the back seat. I don't say anything much about whether this person is doing right or wrong. I just like certain things about you, right, as a person, where when you say certain things that are right, which is true, but yeah, this is I'm digressing, so yeah. Yeah,
Oh, I think the ego is still in there. I can turn it on when I need to.
yeah.
I'll leave
Yeah,
it for
but,
next year's SEA Games. If we make it that far, I'll turn it on again.
yeah.
Romain,
I'm
anything
hoping
else?
I'm hoping to see more and more, not more and more people come up in a way that is bad, but more and more people try to follow your path in the sense that they need to have the ego to compete to win rather than compete
100%.
to yeah, so
I think that I guess there's a good and bad to everything, every characteristic in life, right? And I think in Singapore in general, the society and the establishment and the government and like system, schools, whatever, bring people up to be compliant. And don't get me wrong, being compliant is a good thing on the collective. Because if I'm trying to run the country, don't say country lah. If I'm trying to run a company and I have a vision, I want everyone to follow my vision, right? I don't want people to start questioning left, right, and center. Why this? Why that? Why do I have to work 9 hours a day? Can I work 5? Blah, 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 blah. Eventually, if someone is too big of a problem, I fire them, right? And that's how I move my company forward. But guess what? When you're in charge of a country, you can't fire people, right? You can't kick them out of your country and exile them. So what do? You discipline them, lah. You fine them, you sue them, you lock them up, right? That's exactly what you do. As a coach as well. I mean, as a coach, I think technically you can fire athletes, lah. But if you're trying to run a football team and a player is not cooperating, what happens? They get sold.
Yeah. They do.
You get sold. So it's not a bad thing to be compliant. But at the same time, when you're too compliant, you just roll over and die. Like, go to SEA Games. I see Agus Prayogo. The guy got 9 SEA Games around his chest. I'm just going to roll over and die, right? Like, then you have lost before you even started. And I can see that among some of our guys, right? We go to SEA Games, right? You see, like so-and-so, like, so-and-so, like, Kieran is there, Yasin is there. Before the race even starts, the fella is dead already, right?
Yes.
And then I find myself having to, like, I know he's a good runner, but who cares? Like, the pressure is on him. You got no pressure. In fact, I would say, in the whole of the Singapore team, nobody has any pressure. Only me and Shanti. Why? If Shanti doesn't win, she gets silver medal. Front page news. Shanti lost the gold medal. If Rayong doesn't medal, the headline is Rayong got 4th. And I know this because it happened in 2023, the Cambodia SEA Games. I don't know whether you remember. I got 4th in the 5,000. That was the headline. Yeah. And then in the last paragraph, by the way, Michelle Seng and Goh Cui Ling both got bronze medals. What the hell? What the hell? They got medals, but that was not the headline. The headline was Soryang finishes 4th in SEA Games comeback. But they know that's what they get clicks, right? I'm sorry to Cui Ling and Michelle, but Soryang getting 4th gets more clicks than Michelle or Cui Ling getting 3rd. For some reason, that's what they have forecasted, and this is exactly what the approach they went with. Then, of course, when I win a medal, is also big news. But if let's say like Amir and Ollie, if they win a medal, of course it's big news. Of course they're gonna enjoy like a lot of like accolades and everything. But if they don't medal, it's not even gonna make the press. No one cares, right? Of course, yeah, your coach and your surrounding like fan base, they're gonna root for you nonetheless. You finish 7th, 8th, 5th, 4th. Of course, you finish 1st. Everyone is more happy lah. But no pressure lah. That's how I tell them. Like you've earned this spot. Go out there and have fun. And that's what I kept repeating to every single person that was spiraling. Your Amir, your Ollie, your
it was definitely that's why it was important for us to actually me and Coach Hamka to actually manage their stress, manage their expectations, and don't think about so much about the outcome. Again, everything leads to us thinking about the outcome. That's why everything else happens, right? We're supposed to think about the process, what we're supposed to do and stuff. But
100%.
Again, this is how athletes are. As they grow, they understand better, they learn better. Yeah,
man. Well, Romain, anything more, or shall we let our coach go? She's got she's got questions actually.
I'll have one more for you. So, which national record do you think that you coach your next athlete to? Doesn't have to be me or the current crop.
The same event, different event? Like 800, 400?
You've already gotten the 800 and maybe the relay at some point, but other events from those.
I think I see a lot of potential in the next group of 400 athletes. So probably the 400 meter, maybe. Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm giving you a 52-second next year.
52-second 400. What is Shanti's record? 53.
Yeah.
53. Yeah. I'm.
53 is my PB from like more than a decade ago.
What was it? Really? You ran a 400 bro?
4x4 split lah. So.
Oh, okay.
like inter-hall
Actually,
games.
very curious. What would you
54.
think?
50,
What do
sorry,
you think
54.5. 54.5.
in
not
your
53.
peak? Like, how fast do you think you will run your 400? In your
Me?
peak? Yes.
Well, I ran 54.5 lah in a split.
No, like from the blocks. If on your best day, what do you
Well,
think your 400 will be?
Wow, I think it's usually slower than your 4x4 split, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so add whatever you add lah. That will be my best lah, because I never really ran it.
But that was
It-
like when you were in RI, is it?
I would so in I ran 4x4 on the final day and split 54.5, and then when I was in NUS first year, I ran the IHG and also split 54.5. So I did it twice,
Okay.
but
Okay.
like 4 years between the two. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's when like you're running like you're younger lah, and then you're running
Yeah,
like
yeah,
not I have not like done all these marathons yet. Obviously, the marathon doesn't help your 400-meter speed. I don't think it does anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you were to coach me to break 4 minutes for 1500 meters, would you do it differently than the way you coach Ollie? Given the background.
Yeah, I think definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely different. Definitely
Different kind of approach lah.
approach.
Energy.
Yeah, I wouldn't like be starting off like how Romain is, like start off with the 400 maybe. I'll start you off with the 800. Try to get the 800 time down, and then
All right.
the middle.
Let's do it. Sometime in the near future, I'll do an exchange program with Oldham. And so before we let you go, if anyone wants to like get coaching from Coach Khai, anyone who's interested in like learning from one of the best groups in Singapore, how do they join the group? Do they email you? They write in on Instagram? Is there a form they fill up?
Normally what we do is Oldham Athletics has an Instagram page, so normally a lot of the messages go through there.
I see.
And
Who's
you can
running the
just
page?
message.
Who runs that page?
Definitely Tiru and Ollie and a few others. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
there's
they will-
other
they-
channels also. We have a Oldham Athletics
Yeah.
website also, so you can go there.
Okay.
So.
So and how do people so then people write in? Do you let anyone join, or is it like do you vet?
We definitely need because as the group gets bigger, we have
Exactly.
to vet through
Yeah.
and we'll see who we can try to help, because in the end we want it to be also performance based as well.
Of course.
But we have for those younger athletes, there's a the youth program
Yeah.
we have for the Oldham Athletics every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
So those are for those NSG or JC.
Yes.
Then slowly we're trying to get another group ready, just to be prepared for more and more athletes coming in. So of course right now we have to vet through, because me and Coach Hamka are handling 30 plus athletes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course we're also a bit we cannot sacrifice performance for the numbers, and that's not how we want. We're not going there for the money. We're trying to
Okay. So it's
do
also
that.
a paying membership, like for every athlete that joins is a paying membership.
yeah, but only it's for those who are training with us lah. Yeah.
Is that public information, or is it like case by case basis?
That's case by case basis, because some are not financially
Of course.
capable. So of course we
Yeah, yeah.
want to help these people out. We don't want to think about the money. Yeah, we don't.
Okay,
we,
but
we
it's
are
not like
trying
I
to help,
can I can't like Google it and find like how much I need to pay to join Oldham lah, right?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, Coach Khai, thank you very much. This was a 2-hour, 7-minute episode. We had lots of good insights, lots of good stories. I think we could talk for another 2 hours if we wanted to, but we'll leave that to later in the season, maybe when Romain has a few more races, or maybe we can get you and C. Ruben or Zubin. I've lined Zubin up. Maybe we surprise him. We don't tell him that you're
Okay.
coming, and then when we lock on,
He's-
you and
He's
him.
not gonna know that. He's not gonna watch this podcast. So yeah, we should actually.
I mean, the guy has the attention span of a sparrow, lah. So I don't think a squirrel. He's not gonna watch a 2-hour podcast. He's not gonna watch at this point at the very least, so he's not gonna know. So thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you in Belgium. Hopefully, I don't know whether I'll see you at the meet that I'm going to. If not,
We'll
then
be
later
nearby.
in the
We will definitely be nearby. Yeah.
Okay.
This is about
Maybe we can arrange
30-minute
to do
drive
that.
there. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Maybe me and
See you-
Tiru will go down and watch you.
Yeah. Hopefully by then I'm a few seconds quicker, and then we can like try and break 8:30 for 3K.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Khai, thank you very much.
worries.
Romain, good luck with your training with Khai. Enjoy everything.
Please let me know what
Goodbye.
my program is.
Yep, I'm gonna send it to you actually.